It's time. We're back. I'm suddenly very tired. Is anyone else suddenly very tired? No? A tier 3? Jesus Christ, Fluffy, thank you. Holy cow. K. Go rest. Go sleep. For the love of God, go sleep. We'll see you later. But thank you for saying hello, and thank you, Fluffy, for the resub. Hi, y'all. I hope you're all doing well. Ah, life is a lot. We're just gonna end that there, and we're gonna move on. Okay, you've been missing this. Well, I'm glad to. You know what? That makes me happy to hear. I'm very happy. How be the biscotti biscuit? Where'd he go? I think he went to go lay down somewhere, or he's up at the window again, which is fine. But he's been doing well. He's a good boy, aren't you, Biscuit? Wherever you are, you're a good boy. Well, he's a little bit naughty at times, but we're getting there. He's still baby. He will always be baby. Oh, there you are. Hi, baby. Oh, now you're up on that window. That works too. I guess he heard me call his name. All right. So, from what I remember, since it's been about. Nope, Biscuit, don't go up there. Lamp. Hey, Biscuit, you want to like stay in my lap so that you don't do that? No? Okay. Bye, Biscuit. Off you go. To your own adventures. What was I saying? Yes, as soon as he's so, well, if he's awake, he's misbehaving. That's just kind of how he is. Either he's asleep or he's misbehaving. There are no in-betweens. Unless he's playing. There is technically playing. So he's a kitten. Yes, absolutely, correct. He turned 6 months old just a few days ago. Very much baby, very much kitten. So, last I remember, what was happening here, Maya got found guilty, but then before they could execute us, they're like, hey, there's another dead body that we're also going to pin on Maya. And it's like, God, well, actually, you know what? This is our chance to prove ourselves. Because I think, personally, that it was you. I think it was you. I think you did it. Does that seem weird? Hi, Bye Beast. Gee, what do you mean 66? Fluffy. I'm dying. I'm dead. I've been killed. Fluffy has ended me, and I appreciate the death. Oh, God. Thank you for that. No, I think it's you. I think it's the. Now, it seems. Now, here's the thing. You're gonna call me crazy for pointing the finger at the grieving widow. However, I think, and I don't remember if I said this last time, but I think she's such a devoted follower of the monarchy. 99, yes, but not an Ace Attorney. An Ace Attorney, that's not true. An Ace Attorney, it's rarely the SO. I think. Let me think. How many times did they actually don't have SOs very often, do they? Technically, Larry was. No, were they technically dating? I think they were. I don't remember who else. There's a lot of people. Anyways. Devoted follower of the monarchy. She has the pictures of the king and the queen, king and the minister of justice. I refuse to call him king. In her house. And it's like, oh shit, my husband and his disciple were secret followers of the rebellion. I need them to die. Because if they get turned in as rebels, it ruins their reputation. They need to die as basically it's the die a hero before you can live long enough to be the villain, except they're already the villain, so it's die a hero so no one knows that you're the villain. I think it was her. I blame you. Plus, you're also like, there's not a whole lot of options left. We've kind of run the gambit on people here. Because, like, we know your friend, you're the client, you're definitely fine. Detective from abroad, you're the dead person, you're the prosecutor, you're the diviner, you're dead, you're the wife, and then you are a scapegoat / red herring. Actually, technically Maya's the scapegoat, you're just a red herring. May 12th, 9:34 a.m. High Court of Karain. Accused lobby. Let's see if I can remember all these voices that we used to do. Maya looks exhausted, but I can't blame her. Nick, I was thinking about it all day yesterday. I never properly asked you to defend me, did I? It doesn't matter. I'm on this case till the bitter end. I know, that's why I wanted to officially ask you for your help. You got it, Maya. Let's do this. I gotta wrap this up and get back home so you can make your dream show come true. The Steel Samurai versus the Plumed Punisher, right? You bet! You look as if you did not sleep last night, Barbed Head. It is written all over your face. How can you expect to put up a respectable defense like that? I'm all fired up and raring to go. Just, if you hear me snoring in the middle of the trial, no you didn't. If my eyes are ever closed, I'm thinking I'm not asleep. I promise. Do the thing that you do in class and just like marker in some fake eyes on your eyelids. Do you look like, or just wear sunglasses. Just wear sunglasses inside. Like, this is how confident I am, as I'm gonna look fucking cool while I do this. I'm surprised there's not an Ace Attorney character that's been even remotely like that. There really should be. I guess Maya's not the only one looking exhausted. Rafa doesn't seem in the best spirits herself. Go ahead. Feign confidence now while you are still able. For I will see to it that your last rites are read to you this day. Why are you hoping to kill me? Why are you hoping for me to die? Like, stop wishing for my death. This was just my imagination. Ready, Nick? Okay, Maya, let's head on in. May 12th, High Court of Karain.
Court is now in session. All rise. Now then, if everyone is ready.
The defense is ready, Your Majesty. The prosecution is ready. Let us begin without further delay.
Oh, no prayers this time, Prosecutor Sodbody.
I already offered my prayers for the latest victim during my visit to the crime scene. Being that the accused has already been found guilty of the first murder, let us hasten this trial so we put this dead lawyer walking out of his misery.
I could not agree more. In yesterday's trial, the accused was already found guilty of murdering the high priest. And today she will be tried for the murder of his disciple, Pure Zealot. Now then, Prosecutor Sodbody, your opening statement if you would.
Certainly. The accused has now slain 2 of the most devout clergymen in Karaianism. Even the lowest level of hell, the hell of tickling, would not be punishment enough.
Then, what terrible a fate awaits her?
Balgepolkin Hell, a realm of eternal agony. There she will suffer the endless punishment of Jagar by the Galoon of Pulamotin. I'm trying so hard. Furthermore,
Gurjama, enough! We don't know what all these words mean. My blood runs cold at the mere thought that such a terrible place exists.
I was going to ask for a translation, but on second thought, ignorance is bliss.
Now then, please continue, minus the part about the terrible hell awaiting the accused.
As you wish. The victim of this heinous crime was the high priest disciple Pere Zealot. He had been training under the high priest while living at the priest's home.
I had met him a number of times, and he seemed like an earnest young man. How tragic that he met such a terrible end.
The murder occurred at the Plaza of Devotion during the purification rite. It was a bold crime carried out while the plaza was full of the faithful deep in prayer. The Warbar dagger was found impaled, in the victim's upper back. The stabbing caused a spinal cord injury that killed him instantly.
Oh, the Warbar dagger, Lady Kira's weapon of choice.
We have already established that the accused prints were in the weapon. Incredibly damning evidence in itself. No, I didn't do it! Objection! Hold your tongue. Now, being that the accused, Maya Fey, is a serial killer, the prosecution believes that the death penalty is the only possible sentence.
Would the defense care to respond?
The accused is innocent, and nothing can convince me otherwise. After all, the crime scene was packed with worshippers. How could my client possibly have committed this murder without a single witness? The accused's fingerprint on the murder weapon alone is enough to render a verdict.
Not in real life, it ain't.
As such, I see no need to debate this any further. But...
Well, once her benevolence conducts her seance, it will be clear for all to see.
Okay, here's the thing. I've been thinking about this for a bit. Ever since we knew who died and more or less how. I was like, the seance isn't going to tell us shit. He was face down, ass up the whole time. Like, unless that's a lie, his last moments are just going to be darkness, thoughts of prayer, and then all of a sudden, hey, that hurts, death. Your Majesty, might I have a word?
There's something the matter, Prosecutor Sudmoney.
It is about the divination seance. That's enough!
Your benevolence!
Stop right there, Prosecutor Sudmoney. As you wish. Forgive me for overstepping my bounds.
What was that all about?
I think he knows that the seance is either A, not gonna help fucking anyone, or B, it's gonna help us. Cause of course it fucking is. The only reason he wouldn't want to show it is if that we can look at it and be like, nah, fuck you, she didn't do it. Barbed head, have you made peace with your fate? For this time, the divination seance will bring you to your knees.
I'm ready, and I accept your challenge. Only problem is, I have no weapons at my disposal. Our only hope now is what we can glean from the seance vision and Rafa's insights. Pretty well. The divination seance, if you please, your benevolence.
Yes, let us begin. Nena. I love Nena. Nena's probably my favorite character in this game. Just sliding in and out as needed. It's like she's always there. You know she's always there. She's...
Oh,
and then...
Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Here's something to think about. Okay, now that I think about it, I have something to think about. I feel like I've thought about this before and just haven't expressed it vocally. In a country full of people who know that the divination seance is a fucking thing, because it's not a fucking secret. But in a country where they know that this is the thing, especially after 20 years, you would think pretty much everyone who lives here. Thank you for the posture check. I'm postured, I promise. I'll hydrate. I will. Thank you. In a country where they know that this is a thing, they would easily find ways around it. Like disguises, or or like the first murder, where it's like it happened from behind. Like, just never kill anyone while looking at them, or while letting them look at you, I guess. And making sure they didn't see you at any time in the last 5 minutes. The end. You'll never get committed for anything. It's like, oh, they just fell over dead. Also, guns. Like, if a sniper rifle from like from a while away. Hi, yes, how can I help you? Like, you know what? You're right. I shouldn't be using logic in an Ace Attorney game. Trail series? The Trail series. Sorry, going off topic? I have not. But, what was I saying? Yeah, no, if you just shot someone from like several buildings away, they would just drop dead and the divination seance would be completely useless. The Trail is it, wait, do we mean the Tales of series, or is there a different series that you're talking about? Because either way, the answer is no. I mean, it's already... Here's the thing, though. It's because of the divination seances that we've actually learned quite a lot. So they're definitely useful. But they're just not perfect. And more specifically, she's not perfect. No matter what her family has told her, Rafa is not perfect in her opinions on what the divination seance is. Trails from Zero, Trails of Cold Steel, and no, I have not played those. However, if you tell me it's a turn-based RPG, I will add that to the list to check out later. Because you know I love me some turn-based RPGs. I'm still in the middle of Golden Sun 3. I don't get it. Why wasn't there anything to see? Because he was face down, ass up! The game does have a timeline? Ooh. Okay, anyways. Exactly, yes, he was doggy style when he died. His eyes were closed. Of course he wouldn't fucking see anything. Maybe he was asleep.
Your benevolence. What in the world?
I was unable to invoke any sort of response. And I called out the spirit's name many times, but to no avail. Just as I thought. Wait, what does he know that we don't? I had sought to confirm the contents of today's divination seance. After all, it is customary for the prosecutor to verify it beforehand. Is the equivalent of the One Piece of RPGs? Are we talking... Are we talking about length? Or are we talking, or like an epic saga? Or do you mean quality? Come to think of it... I must go perform a divination seance for Pere Zealot. It is our custom for the prosecution to review its contents before a trial begins. The stories do connect? Okay. And that is why I sought to stop her benevolence from performing it here. However, she insisted that it be done. She wished to try one more time here in the Hall of Justice.
It would appear benevolence is tired from her manifold duties. Ooh woo! Hello, Monike.
I don't think she's tired. Again, doggy style. So he wouldn't have seen anything. I am not anything of the sort. The victim's spirit will not answer my call, but I know not why. It is my sacred duty to convey the truth through the divination seance.
What do you mean it was disturbing? You don't like to hear an old man go ooh-ooh?
Rafa.
What are we to do without a divination seance?
I suppose I shall have to deliver the last rites without them. And the prosecution has already taken that into account when preparing for today. I am fully capable of proving the accused's guilt with or without a divination seance.
Ho 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 ho! You never fail to impress, Prosecutor Somebody.
That's cool. I do like that. This is bad. A divination seance was my one and only hope. Your Majesty, her benevolence said she isn't tired, so shouldn't we try to find out why the divination seance failed?
How curious, Mr. Wright. Why have you suddenly taken such a keen interest in the divination seance?
Because it's very useful to my case and always has been. Yes, explain yourself. The divination seance is for shedding light on accused crimes. It is the Holy Mother's hammer of wrath that is ever poised to pound you into your grave. You should fear it, not plead for it. I believe in my client. Plus, yesterday somebody told me something that changed my mind. The divination seance was once thought of as just another piece of evidence. And we were to correctly interpret the visions through careful analysis, and they will lead us to the truth behind what really happened. And the truth will show that my client, Maya Fey, is innocent. The truth is, you don't have anything else to fall back on, huh, Nick? Maya, please, you're not helping. How dare you? The voice of a Mitama is to be feared, not utilized by vile lawyers such as you. Seances exact a heavy toll upon the royal priestess. It would be best not to burden her any further. Or does the defense feel that it can pose no counter-arguments with the seance? Save, will do. Why is Maya in trouble again? The series hates her. Everyone in the series hates Phoenix Wright and everyone even remotely associated with him. That's why. No, because she was nearby when the murders happened, and we can't prove that it was a third party. No, of course not! It's all right through me. I'll have to find a way to make the divination seance happen, or we're toast.
Well, since the divination seance is not possible at this time, I see no other choice. Let us proceed with the trial without the seance, as Prosecutor Sadmati suggested.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Why, I will not forget this, barbed head. This will not be the last you see of me. Please come back with that seance, I'm begging you. Now then, I will now proceed by providing an outline of the case at hand.
Very well. If the lead detective would please come to the stand, we may begin.
Hi, Emma. How you doing? You don't look great. You look upset. Sorry, Mr. Wright. Detective Sky, I understand how you would wish to save the accused and the defense. They are your friends, after all. But you must let them go and move on. But there's only one way to save them now. By giving themselves the chance to burn away the taint of their sins in the infernal flames. I can't do this.
Oh, no eating in the sacred hall of justice!
Miss Sky. Yes? Don't worry about me and Nick. You just do your job. I'm sure Nick will figure something out, eventually. He usually does. Right. Thanks, Miss Fey. Oh, very brave for a criminal with a tainted soul. Very well, Detective Sky. Please proceed. Okay, I can do this. Let me start with an overview of the case. The latest victim was Pere Zealot. He had been training under the High Priest and living in his house for the past 2 years. The High Priest's widow, Believe in Me, has identified the victim's body. He may have been mistaken for a rebel and killed due to his connection to the High Priest.
I see. Well, that certainly makes sense. Would the defense care to respond?
There's spawning inconsistencies in her testimony so far. But I don't have any evidence in my arsenal. Well, what am I going to do now? What is it, Maya? I was just wondering about how much the police actually looked into Acolyte Zealot. Because it just might prove to be the key as to why the divination seance failed. What are you getting at? Well, it's just a hunch. Wait a second. During my investigation, Rafa told me about how the divination seance works. If I could figure out why it failed, maybe she could try it again. Okay, time to press for some more information. What if it was a fake name? What if that wasn't his name? What if the name's fake? Because if I recall, I think the divination seance only works if you use their name. It's like the Death Note. You need their true name. Okay, time to press for some more information. Oh, what's in a name? Oh, I got downhearted. Every time that I Puma! Not in front of the kid. Sorry. The latest victim was Prey Zealot. Is that his name, though? What kind of person was Acolyte Zealot? According to the neighbors and others who knew him, he was a deeply devout youth. That's also a possibility. It's also possible. You're babysitting puppies? Oh my goodness. Yay! Fun. That's a good point. What if that wasn't Prey Zealot? Because we never saw his face. Like, to be fair, we didn't really see the face of the guy who died. Like, the only picture we have of him is face down, ass up? Yeah, face down, ass up. Doggy style. With the peach in the back of his neck. But the thing is, that peach is actually a symbol of the clergy. Because it's this symbol. He has a clergyman's mark, which an acolyte should not have. So, I think... Bybee, I think you're right. See, that's my other thought, Fluffy, was that he just didn't want to answer, but based on what they're saying, I don't know if that's true. But you're right. One of these two is the murderer. It's one of these two. Either you're not actually dead, or it was you. I too have heard his name mentioned as one who was a fervent practitioner. I suppose you might say he was the high priest, our disciple. Furthermore, he had been training under the high priest and living at his house for the past 2 years. The high priest's widow, Believe in Me, has identified the victim's body. So here's the thing. Because of this sentence, it's entirely possible that they're in it together. Was Mrs. Inme's positive ID the only way you verified the identity of the victim? Huh? Well, no. We also checked the ID card he carried and the data in his family registry. But what? His personal information didn't match any of the public records we cross-referenced. Maybe that's why the divination seance failed. I'm not sure what you mean, Mr. Wright. Here's what I'm thinking. The victim decided to hide his identity for some reason. In other words, he was using a fake name. The royal priestess uses a deceased face and true name to summon the spirit, again like the Death Note. You need their face and their name. Face and name. Face and name. Face and name. Why, yes, that is indeed true. If he was using a forged ID, and there is no mention of him in our public records, then he was likely an illegal immigrant. They are not uncommon here in Karain. Illegal immigrant? Come to think of it, Rafa mentioned something about immigrants yesterday. But if that's the case, we have no way of knowing who he really is. We'll have to proceed without holding a divination seance this time.
I'd always thought that Acolyte Zealot was Chinese. Oh, how the High Priest must be lamenting his disciple's deception in the Twilight Realm. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think? Or should we add this to the testimony?
Sure. Why the hell not? This is an important fact. Please add it to the testimony.
It would seem to be a fact most inconvenient for the defense. But if you insist, Detective Sky, please add what you just said to your testimony.
Yes, Your Majesty. So we don't know his real name, except for the fact that he wasn't an illegal immigrant. Hold on, I'm gonna say, then I'll show my proof. Please work. Please work. For the love of all that is good, let this work.
Objection!
Yes! You love to see it. Sorry, Detective Sky. But the police missed something important in their investigation. Uh-huh. What are you talking about? The victim was undeniably a Koreanese native. This crime scene photo proves it.
It does?
It's a little hard to see, but look closely. You'll see clear proof that the victim was Koreanese. Where? I don't see anything that would prove that. This proves the victim was Koreanese.
Take that!
Look at this tattoo right here.
Why, that's a tattoo of a peach?
I would like you all to think about the meaning of this tattoo. Oh, the victim really liked peaches?
Well, the peach is all a favorite delicacy here in Crane.
They happen to be a personal favorite of mine. The sweetness of their abundant nectars and the softness of their perfectly ripe flesh. Are we still talking about peaches? They are a blessing from the Holy Mother herself. Nick, I've suddenly got a craving for peaches. After the trial, Maya, right now we have bigger fish to fry. Unfortunately, that is not a tattoo of a peach. This is not a peach, you say? Then what is it? Take a closer look. Haven't you seen something like that before? Namely, the tattoo on the High Priest's brow.
Oh my!
What? This mark is only borne by members of the Koreanist clergy.
Objection!
So that is what you believe it to be. But are they not utterly different shapes? Sure, they're shaped differently, but there's a reason for that. The victim had the P-tip tattoo inked over an existing tattoo for a reason. However, the dark red portion is exactly the same as the mark all Koreanese clergy bear. Hey, you're right!
Until about 20 some odd years ago, everyone did get one, didn't they? I myself bear one on my right buttocks.
That is entirely too much information, Your Majesty. Are you sure you don't want to hear about my right buttock? I am entirely certain, sir, we can move on. Butt cheeks. Information on everyone who enters the clergy is maintained at the temple. All we have to do is look up a monk with a mark in the same spot. I'm on it. I'll let you know if I get any hits.
Ah, yes. You see, I was a young man in the clergy. It was many years ago. You know, it was right around the time that I met my wife. She was there, you know, when I got the tattoo on my buttocks. Actually, she was the one who gave it to me. That's how we first met. Ah, the days of our youth.
That will not be necessary. If you seek information on the clergy, I have it all right here.
Oh my! You never cease to amaze! So tell us, is there anyone who fits the bill?
There is just one, and his name is Real Nemu. I hate. Fucking. His real name. Fucking god damn it, Ace Attorney. Why did that not work? Hold on, I got it. Here we go. Oh. I'm enraged. Look into my eyes. I'm so unbelievably angry at this pun. Ignore the laughter. I promise I'm angry. Lawyer outfit, lawyer outfit. On it. There we go. Quick change. The only unfortunate thing about this one is I didn't assign the different eye colors. So unfortunately I can't do that. But we are here to be lawyers. So let's do it. Oh, there is just one. And his name is Real Nemu. He became a monk 20 years ago. Well, dang. That must be the victim's real name.
But why would he have tried to cover up his tattoo with another one?
Yeah, there must have been some reason. Nick, that's not important right now. The important thing is we know his real name. You're right. Your Majesty, now that we know the victim's real name, the divination seance might finally work.
A lawyer who willingly seeks a seance. This is entirely unprecedented at least in the last 20 years. It was actually entirely common before that, but... You know, what's a mere 20 years between friends and a memory?
You are but digging your own grave, Defense. We won't know that until we try. Sure, it's risky, but it's our only hope.
Pretty well. Let the divination seance be held once more.
My guess is that back in the day, the divination seance was held, but the priestesses didn't give their insights. They just showed it off for the prosecution and the defense to look into. Why would a lawyer work so hard to see the divination seance held once more? You are a fool, Barbed Head, and your foolishness shall yield no gratitude from me. For with the truth revealed by my insights, I shall gladly seek your demise.
Bring it on, princess. Because I will correctly interpret each and every one of your insights.
You will regret ever thinking you could use my sacred insights as evidence.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
Take two. We have this dance animation and this dance cutscene. We might as well show it off as much as possible. I love when they do certain close-ups of the model and I can be like, hey, I know how to do that exact same trick with the outline. You know, my favorite part of the Dance of Devotion is when the beat drops. That's right, everyone get dancing. I should get some sort of dance emote. I just don't know what it would be. Now let us see the divination. What is it? Here we go. Ingil. Plumed Punisher theme. Heavy. The Plumed Punisher? Pain. It was Believe in Me! I told you! Oh god, I knew it was Believe! Wait, no. Hold on. I mean, yes, but wait. That's a problem, actually. Oh, wait, no. They think it's the Plume Punisher theme, but it's actually the Silver Samurai theme, which is exactly the fucking same.
Oh my! It is just as Miss Wright surmised. Praise Zealots wasn't the victim's true name. And now at last we have seen the victim's final moments.
But all we could see was the ground. You seem terribly disappointed. I take it you did not find any fodder for one of your infamous turnabouts? I, on the other hand, have discovered something. Conclusive evidence that establishes the accused's guilt. You did?
Ho 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 ho! A most surprising surprise attack. So tell us, Prosecutor Sodmuddy, what is this conclusive evidence you have found?
The Plumed Punisher theme song that the deceased heard. Please consider this item here. It was confiscated from the accused during her interrogation. Hey, that's my Plumed Punisher strap! When you press the Magatama on the Plumed Punisher belt... Oops. Uh-oh. Someone get Believe in here and show off that watch. Show off the watch, please. It seems the accused inadvertently pressed the button in the midst of her crying. Oh, this strap is an extremely rare item, is it not, Miss Faye? You better not break it! There's only one of those in the whole wide world! Oops. Maya, no! F. F in the chat for Maya's big mouth. It is just as I said. Your flights of fancy have come crashing down on you. She sure seems to be enjoying this. Yeah, I've never seen her look so thrilled before either. It is time to accept the fact that the divination seance is far more than mere evidence. It is the very truth that brings the hammer of justice down upon the accused.
Well, that is as conclusive as evidence can get. Now then, if there are no further objections...
Objection!
Hold on. Slow down there, your majesty. At least let me make a counter-argument.
What's this? Do you take issue with the divination seance?
Oh, I have issues with it. I just don't know what they are yet. I know what they are. I know what they are. I know what they are. Where's the picture? Not this one. We did the divination seance. His name was real name. Here it is. And then with the divination seance said that the Plumed Punisher theme song was playing, and they showed off this thing that they got from Maya, and it's like, hey, it plays the theme song. I'm like, uh-oh. And so I'm looking at this picture, I'm like, please, for the love of God, tell me that that watch also plays the Steel Samurai theme song, which is all of us know is the exact same fucking sound. Song, whatever. That's never stopped me before. The divination seance is not the absolute truth. It only becomes the truth after it's been interpreted correctly. You do not know when you are beaten, do you, you foolish lawyer? I am the only one who speaks for the Mitama of the deceased. If you believe there to be errors in my insights, then let us see you prove it. Insights. Wow. The victim was offering up his prayers. It was the more you know. It was the night of the rite. Though it's dark, the pattern on the plaza's ground was visible. Then someone was there, and the theme to the Plumed Punisher filled the air. The accused held the defenseless victim down and plunged her knife into his neck. The blade struck true, and in that instant he departed from this world. That is everything the deceased experienced in his final moments. Her benevolence's insights have painted a detailed picture, both vivid and true. I didn't notice any holes there. As they stand now, those insights are really stacked against us. I'll just have to go over each and every one of the deceased sensations very carefully. I have a question. What is Gingil? Can I, like... Oh, that's a smell. Okay. It was the night of the rite. Though it's dark, the pattern is visible. Then someone was there, and the theme filled the air. The theme was first, and then the heavy sensation. The accused held the defense's victim down and plunged her knife into his neck. The blade struck true, and in that moment, he departed from this world. Eyes wide open. Why were they open? Oh, wait. This is gonna be important. Nope, never mind. It doesn't change. That's, In that instant. I mean, yeah, but that is the problem, isn't it? That's my problem partially is, how would she's she's small. She itty bitty. How would she have been able to push him down?
Objection!
I don't think that's right, but but that was what I was thinking. I think we just lost it because the music didn't stop. Oh well, I gave it a try. This is fine. Alright. The blade struck true, and in that instant, he departed from this world. Yeah, that's pretty close to being in that instant. I mean, I don't necessarily have any way to prove that he wouldn't have been able to see it. I'm curious what the smell is, but that doesn't help us any. Okay. Offering up prayers. It was the night. Though it's dark, the pattern was visible. That's not a lie. Hi, Swift. Then someone was there, and the theme of the plumed Punisher filled the air. How am I doing? I'm alright. I am okay. And we're trying to figure this out. The accused held it... I guess you could say that it didn't fill the air? If we're being semantic?
Objection!
Nope. We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. We have smell, we have the sight, but it doesn't. The problem is, I don't remember if there were lights or anything.
Objection!
Yeah, I don't remember if there were lights in the plaza. But that's something, the way that they're saying it, I don't think that's even remotely it. Like, it's not, it was a dark night, but there might have been just enough light around from, like, a lantern or two. And maybe and the full moon. Gotta remember that full moon. Someone was there. The theme filled the air. Into his neck. Was he really defenseless, though? Well, no, because, okay. Because the way it works is everything happening here is 100% real and true. So we know what happened. The thing is, it's just trying to find out where her insight is wrong. And also the point of the prayer is just like everyone's so kind of focused on prayer that they're not paying attention to anything around them. The victim was offering up his prayers. It was the night of the rite, though it's dark, the pattern was visible. Someone was there, and the theme filled the air. Hughes held the defenseless victim down and plunged her knife into his neck. What about him was... I want to say maybe he wasn't defenseless, but... And in that instant, he departed from this world. This is the only thing I can even remotely think about is... Bison, by all technicalities!
Objection!
Once again, by technicality, it wasn't instantaneous. But no, it's not that. I'm trying to remember what that smell is. The Gingyil. I think this is actually our key. And I just don't remember where it comes from. Okay, here we go. The family's photo was taken during the Feast of Blessing, where it's customary to partake in dishes made with Gingyil. That's right! Okay, it was from the feast. These dishes are only prepared during the feast, which starts at noon and must be finished by 3 p.m. the same day. Okay. Which means the timing's wrong. That's what it was. I thought I was thinking the smell might have something to do with it, but I forgot what that was because it's been a while.
Objection!
Here we go. Now I got it. Was it really the night of the rite? What do you mean? It could not be otherwise. The accused slew Acolyte Zealot after killing the High Priest during the purification rite. Incorrect. He was dead first. Only problem is the deceased spirit does not corroborate. What's this? A good look at what the victim smelled. Do you see how it says Gingyil? Acolyte Zealots shouldn't have smelled any Gingyil on the night of the rite.
What do you mean?
Let me back up my statement with some evidence for you. This should explain how the victim couldn't have smelled Gingyil on the night of the rite. These dishes are only prepared during the feast.
Take that!
The High Priest's wife, Believe in Me, told me about the Feast of Blessings. The feast includes a number of Gingyil-based dishes, and they're only supposed to be served at a certain time the day before the rite.
Why, I believe you're right. Good job figuring out that truth about the rite, right? Who knew that you would be right? I need to stop saying that word. I'd completely forgotten about that.
During the feast, the unique smell of Gingyil pervades the entire kingdom. The fact that the victim smelled it means he was murdered between noon and 3 p.m. the day before the purification rite. I am not so easily fooled. Did that autopsy report not make it clear? The estimated time of death was during the rite. But I remember very specifically saying that the estimated time of death is hard to do when it's fucking cold as shit up there. Oh, right. I taught her about that yesterday. Forgive me, your benevolence, but the estimated time of death is just that, an estimate. Depending on the circumstances, it's possible for it to change. Oh, what's this? Like, if a body was kept cold, the slowed rate of decay makes the death seem more recent.
Why, I believe I've heard something of the sort before. If it is as Mr. Wright claims, The estimated time of death in the autopsy reports will have to be revised.
This is what I was saying before. You can't trust it necessarily outright. There's so many factors about environment when you make an estimated time of death. Can you tell that I watched way too much NCIS growing up? Very specifically NCIS and not really any other law cop show. Barbed head, you blinded me with science! Blinded with science! Sorry. Wait, what am I apologizing for? No matter. The murder may have occurred in the afternoon hours the day before the rite. Nevertheless, the murder weapon with the accused print on it is incontrovertible evidence. I will now amend my insight to account for this new truth. But here's the thing. Here's where things start getting a little fucky. Because we were acting on the assumption that it's the same murder weapon that was used to kill Trust and me. But clearly, the weapon would have been there the whole time. So that's not possible. Was it dark, though? The time of death has been corrected, leaving my insights infallible. Nick, changing the time of death is bound to cause some sort of an inconsistency. If I had something that showed what it was like on that day, it could really help. Where's the newspaper? May 9th newspaper. Weather forecast. We'll enjoy calm, clear skies. The warmer temperature will make for excellent. Be warned, however, that we'll see a cold front move in overnight. Clear skies. It should not have been dark in the afternoon. In the afternoon, it should not have been dark. I have a bad feeling this isn't what it wants for me, but I just have to point it out.
Objection!
Good, the music stopped. A change in the date and time of the crime has caused a new inconsistency to surface. What's this? You are making that irritating face again. Cease that at once! Sorry, but this is the face I was born with. Now let's focus on what's important. What the victim saw in his final moments. Oh, thank you for the applause. Please hold all applause until we get the not guilty verdict, thank you. Do you have bats in the belfry, Barbed Head? There is nothing to see. The ground of the plaza was all that entered the victim's eyes. That's what I find so strange. On the day before the rite, it should have been impossible to see that pattern on the ground.
Impossible, you say? Do explain.
Oh, I'm wrong. Wait. Hold on, I'm thinking. I'm remembering. I'm forgetting. This piece of evidence shows why the plaza's ground was not visible that day. Was it covered in snow? In other words, we have the location, we have the, not the time of death, but now we don't know when. Or the where, I mean. Is it that it should have been covered in snow? Or the rug? Hold on. I mean, there's this one. Such rumors are feeling okay. The thick white ice that froze the ground from the inner sanctum until yesterday has melted. The rite can now go on as planned. Found it. This newspaper has an article that is tiny in size but huge in importance. It says that the ground was covered with thick white ice the day before the riot. What? But...
The victim did not see so much as an ice cube on the ground.
Which means we have the location wrong! Someone moved his body after he died! Exactly. And so we must ask, what was the victim looking at in his final moments? If you have something to say, then say it! The last thing the victim saw was not the ground at the Plaza of Devotion. This can only mean that he was killed elsewhere! What?
What? What?
What was it? Polka Cool!
What? Then where do you propose the victim was actually killed?
Yes, tell us where, otherwise your argument is worthless. Ugh, about that. Ugh, I haven't gotten to that part yet. I just proved that he wasn't killed where you are saying he was. Pick a different spot. Any ideas, Maya? Let me think. Well, it's somewhere green and shaggy, right? The mystery machine? Right, but where could that be? What is it, Barb's head? Giving up already?
Not at all.
Now, where have I seen something green and shaggy? This shows where the victim was killed. Maybe. Green and shaggy. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Roro Raya.
Thank you. Those handprints! The handprints! It's the handprints!
Take that!
He was killed in the rebel hideout! The secret hideout the rebels were using! The rebel hideout? There is no such place anywhere on the floor of that chamber! You're absolutely right. There's no place on the floor anyway.
Then what did the victim see in his final moments if not the floor of the rebel hideout?
This is what the victim saw in his final moments!
Take that!
Maybe it was on top of him! That's why it was heavy! The shaggy green surface the victim saw was one of the moss-covered stone slabs. As you can see, there are two distinct hand-shaped impressions in the moss here. I believe the victim was killed while he stood there with his hands pressed against the slab. That does agree with the Salon's vision. However, one cannot definitively declare they are one and the same.
I concur. There is no proof that a murder occurred in the rebel hideout.
Indeed. What evidence do you have of this? I've already shown you the evidence.
What do you mean?
Please take a look at this second version of the photo I just showed you. You can see the results of the luminol test I performed in the rebel hideout. This is proof positive that someone had been bleeding in front of that stone slab.
Is this true?
This information has already been provided to the police.
Detective Sky, to whom does this blood belong?
Oh, we thought it was the High Priest blood that flowed in from outside. So we haven't tested it yet. Yes, it flowed in. Okay. We thought that the High Priest died and it flowed in and then somehow got on top of the floor. That's a higher elevation than the water. Because that makes sense. Ooh, woo. Thank you for the hydrate, Maya. And the posture check, thank you. Hello, hello.
Then you must do so at once.
Yes, Your Majesty.
It appears the police have finished testing the blood. Detective Sky, your report, please.
The blood found in the rebel hideout belongs to Prey Zealot, just like the defense claims. Detective Sky, do you realize what your blunder has done to me? When this trial concludes, I want to see you in my prayer chamber. There I will deliver a joyous sermon unto you for 8 hours straight. Please no. I'm really sorry, but please, anything but that. Also, like, straight up, Alright, we know what Fluffy's into. What was I saying? This guy could just be like, not my religion, don't sermon at me. Don't fucking do it. Nick, maybe, just maybe, this is the chance we've been waiting for. Yep, it would seem so. I hate to do this to Emma, but go for it. It's full speed ahead. Where's making fun of religion? I'm sorry, Daddy, I've been naughty. For the last time, it's, I'm sorry, Father, for I have sinned. My way's better. The victim was killed in the rebel hideout the day before the purification rite. Then his body was moved to the Plaza of Devotion by someone we've yet to identify. So when we thought we saw Acolyte Zealot praying during the rite, he was already dead! That's not all. If he was killed at the Inner Sanctum, that would explain one more thing.
And that would be?
Now, the time of death was made to look later than it actually was, the proof of which was left behind at the Sanctum. This points to how the time of death was made to appear later than it actually was. The weather. The secrets, belief statement, the family photo, flag. Oh, wait. Alright, hold on. I have a feeling it's about the weather, but I need evidence, but apparently that's not. Why do you always have to insult me so hard? That was a rough one, Mr. Magistry. Someone did. This points to how the time of death was made to appear later than it actually was. Okay. We have the Inner Sanctum photo. This is how the time of death was made to appear later. I don't know specifically. I don't know what it wants from me. What do you want from me? Does it want me to say that there was already... I'm thinking a shovel out. Oh!
Take that!
Why, these are photos of the Inner Sanctum.
I'd like you to focus on this one. The proof is right here in this photo. This is how the time of death was made to appear later than it really was. Do you see how the snow has been removed from this one spot only? That's because it was used to keep the victim's body cold. And that's why the time of death wasn't what it seems. The time was mistaken, and the place too. And just what do you believe that proves? That my client is innocent? Or what if her fingerprints on the dagger, and the plumed Punisher's theme the victim heard? You have failed to address these two key pieces of evidence. I see your point. Wasn't this your big chance, Nick? I'm really hoping that the difference in location can invalidate either the weapon or the theme song from being used as evidence against you. Actually, that might be possible, at least for one of them. Really? What's this? You say you can contradict our argument for a key piece of evidence? Very well, let us see you try. Nick, take a good look at the rebel hideout photo. The clock! That's right, the clock will play it! Oh! The defense can invalidate the piece of evidence. The Plumed Punisher theme song. The Plumed Punisher theme. And how do you intend to support such a claim, since the murder happened in the rebel hideout? There's something there that played the theme song other than my client's strap.
It wasn't the strap. Is this true?
The item that played the Prune Punisher theme song was this. This is a Prune Punisher alarm clock. I believe the victim heard its alarm go off. What proof do you have that the alarm went off? Objection! What proof do you have that it was my client's strap that played the theme song? Do not twist the facts with your lawyerly wiles. Either way, the accused would still be guilty based off of her prints on the murder weapon. And here is what really happened. The victim stood with his hand. Nope, incorrect. We already know that's wrong. Or I know that's wrong. Although there have been some twists and turns, that is the truth of what happened. Ugh, I won't get anywhere until I can eliminate the dagger.
Most impressive, your benevolence. I see no inconsistencies anywhere in the prosecution's case.
Yeah, you said that before.
No, there is one. What's this? You still claim there to be an inconsistency.
Try as you might, the outcome will always be the same. First of all, how are you holding him down and he's defenseless when he's standing? Like, no, the heavy thing... Yes? It was the afternoon... Oh, that's also why it's getting closer. That explains a lot. Someone was there. Hughes plunged the... Wait. Hughes plunged her knife into the... Okay. It doesn't say hold him down. Stone slab in the hideout. The victim stood. No, he did not. No, he fucking did not. The victim was originally thought to have been stabbed while bent over in prayer, but he was actually standing with his hands against the stone slab. So the question is, where did the sensation of something heavy come from?
Yes, I do see your point.
Since the victim was standing, he couldn't have been held down.
Then tell us, Mr. Wright, what was that heavy sensation felt by the victim?
What caused the heavy sensation Zealot felt? Any thoughts, Maya? I agree, that sense of heaviness seems important, but there's also the matter of Zealot's hands on the stone slab. Why were they even there? Could it be related to the cause of the heavy sensation?
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have an answer for us?
Of course! If I just envisioned the state Zealot was in when he was killed. The cause of the heaviness the victim felt was... The only conceivable cause is... the stone slab falling over, trapping the victim underneath.
What?
Oh! The stone slab came falling down on him, crushing him underneath. Right. That was the cause of the heavy sensation the victim felt. Hello, hello, Punisher. I hope you're enjoying your walk.
Objection.
While your theory is impressive, you have overlooked a key fact. The victim was not crushed to death. Rather, he was stabbed. I mean, yeah, but... Or do you claim the dagger was plunged in after the stab had fallen on him? What happened? I blacked out. Plus, had the killer been behind the victim, they would have both been crushed together.
Well, would you care to explain?
Sure, I'd love to. That doesn't mean I can. For an oil change in your manual. F. How could the dagger have been plunged in after the slab fell on the victim? Killer couldn't have plunged the dagger into the victim after the slab fell on him. That's what I'm thinking, Fluffy. But what if the murder weapon wasn't what we thought it was? Hold on. Oh! I know what killed him. I know what killed him. I know what killed him. It wasn't the dagger. It was this thing. Look at all the blood! Look at all that blood! Do you see how much blood there is? Isn't it a beautiful amount of blood? Well, there were other weapons in the rebel hideout. 45-minute to an hour walk. Oof. Good exercise, I hope? Oh, but the entrance to the hideout is right by the stone slab. There isn't enough space between the two of you to use any of the weapons found within. And there's not much space by the entrance, is there? So what was the real murder weapon then? I better think of something. If the murder weapon wasn't the dagger...
We've been Speckledorf.
That's not even a word, and I agree with ya! We've been Smeckledorf so hard, so many times. We were Smeckledorf about the time, we were Smeckledorf about the location, we were Smeckledorf about the weapon, we've been Smeckledorf about the culprit. A lot of Smeckledorfing going on here. That means he was stabbed at least twice, but the autopsy doesn't mention that. The dagger must have been plunged into the victim after he was already dead, and he must have been stabbed in the same spot with something shaped like the dagger. Would the defense care to offer an explanation sometime this century? Wait, wasn't there something dagger-like near the scene of the crime? Bye, Maya. I hope work is going well for you. We'll see you later. Something that had a shape similar to the Warbaugh dagger?
Present your evidence at this time, Mr. Wright.
I mean, there is that thing, but also... this shows what really killed the victim.
Take that!
Is this not a photo from the scene of the High Priest murder? Are you suggesting the murder weapon is hidden herein?
This is what really took Pere Zealot's life. This thing.
What that is the...
The Warbot statue? Exactly. The Warbot statue has dagger-like feathers protruding from it. This is what really took the victim's life. You imbecilic fool! The statue was outside of the hideout. How do you propose to have impaled someone who was inside? Haven't you heard? The Warbot statue also functions at the hideout's door.
What do you mean?
The statue can pull a complete switcheroo. A switcheroo? Now, I know 27 different languages, but you will have to explain to me what this switcheroo is. To put it simply, it's a revolving door.
A revolving door? Why, that makes perfect sense.
Therefore, I believe the truth behind the divination seance to be this. As the victim entered the secret hideout, the stone sculpture came toppling toward him. He threw up his hands to stop it, but its weight forced him backwards. Unfortunately, the Warbot statue was right behind him. This cannot be! But the accused's fingerprints were found on the dagger. She had held it while rehearsing for the rite, which is when her prints got on it.
This is a shocking turn of events, but there is a great deal of circumstantial evidence in the defense's favor. I believe we must accept that the Warbot statue was what killed the victim.
Now let me know how Acolyte Zealot really met his demise. There's no basis for claiming my client committed this crime. Nice work, Nick. How can this be happening yet again? The divination seance is the only truth. No, your benevolence. It's not the truth itself, but it is a means for shedding light on the truth. You understand now? Your kingdom needs lawyers so they can interpret your insights. But that means I have been misinterpreting the voices of the spirits all this time?
Your benevolence, are you unwell? All the color has drained from your face.
I will be fine. Continue your proceedings without me.
As you wish.
Also, I feel kind of bad for her. Don't forget the also. The divination seance for trust in me, when he turned around, the revolving door is also probably how this person appeared. They were in the hideout waiting for this right moment to strike, and they popped out, and they go, stabby, stabby.
Now then, I would have the defense continue. Please explain what you have learned now that we know how the victim actually died.
Acolyte Zealot was killed in the hideout before the High Priest murder. That means the body found at the Plaza of Devotion was moved there by the real killer. But only after the Warbot dagger was thrust into him, to make it look like the murder weapon.
That does seem to agree with what we now know, but why would the real killer go to such lengths?
I believe stabbing Acolyte Zealot's body with the dagger and moving it to the plaza was a warning of a crime committed for fun, to make it look like a serial. It was an attempt to make my client look like a serial killer. That's right! The real killer planned all of this! This forged serial murder case!
They did?
That's it, Nick! Keep hammering away!
Satara!
サトライマをマンドのさましで足し抜けたら合戦をするか
Your reasoning has more holes in it than that cheese you foreigners so enjoy. What? Like those putrid hole-ridden clumps of curs that only a rat like you could love. Your reasoning, much like your putrid hole-ridden brain, has putrefied. Do you only know the one adjective? What's his deal with things going putrid? Swiss is fine. It's a fine cheese. It's an okay cheese. Personally, I like the pepper jack. I like the California. I like pepper jack and stuff like it. And also, I like a good cheddar. A good sharp cheddar. You have yet to overturn my argument that the accused is the killer. A careful analysis of the chain of events up to the killing exposes the truth as follows. This is fine, that's good. Ooh, smoked cheddar's real good. Disguised as Lady Kira, the accused found the rebel hideout the day before the riot. But Acolyte Zealot had followed her there after noticing her suspicious behavior. Caught by surprise, she pushed the stone slab towards him, and we know the rest. I don't think I've ever had Havarti or Gouda. I've never been to the rebel hideout in my life! Oh, when the High Priest arrived at the sanctum the next day, he realized what she had done. That is when the accused murdered him in order to silence him.
I believe Prosecutor Sodmoti has posed a compelling scenario. The defense, on the other hand, has yet to disprove the accused guilt.
Objection!
Why would my client move Acolyte Zealot's body to where everyone could see it? And why would she stab the dagger with her fingerprints into his dead body? She had no reason to do any of those things. The dagger in his corpse was likely a warning to the rebels. Something along the lines of, Lady Kira will slay the defiant dragons.
So that is why she moved the body to the plaza for all to see.
Now is the judge convinced too? I thought I finally made some headway.
Well, Mr. Wright, about time for one of your groans of distress, is it not?
Groan of distress? It kills me to admit this, but I've got nothing to counter his argument with. I still haven't disproven the allegations against Maya.
Is it not time to end your futile struggle? You were already judged guilty yesterday. That makes you a dead lawyer walking. Accept the death that now awaits you, and in doing so, finally know peace.
A dead lawyer walking, indeed. Then again, are not all lawyers who practice in crime? But I must admit, I misspoke earlier. Allow me to amend my statement. I've said the defense's reasoning had a putrid cheese-like smell. But I now realize the stench was from his own putrid body on the verge of death. Now I'm a rotting zombie! Think, who could have killed Zealot the day before the riot? Who knew about the rebel hideout and could gain access to the inner sanctum? Only those involved with the riot can enter the sanctum, so... Oh, wait a second. Only a rebel would have known about the secret... What if... Stick with me on this one. What if you killed you, and then you killed you. Because, oh my goodness, my husband can't be a rebel. You killed you, and then was in turn killed by you. I figured it out. I'm a rebel, and the only person who was involved with the rite had access to the sanctum, and was suspected of being a rebel is... Ah! Did somebody come to mind? Yes, except there's one huge problem. A huge problem? Oh, what are you two going on about? Plotting your escape from this sacred hole? Well, I'll put it past you, considering you have no means to raise further objection. If I don't do something, Prosecutor Sanmari will have this one in the bag. I'll just have to bluff my way out of this, regardless of that huge problem. I don't know. Doesn't seem like much of a problem. Your Majesty, I believe there is another suspect in Pray Zealot's murder. Even the most benevolent Holy Mother would not forgive such a desperate lie. After all, you know very well that such a person does not exist. No, there is one person who knew everything.
Does such a figure truly exist? Tell us, who might that be?
I believe the prime suspect in Acolyte Zealot's murder is...
Take that!
It had to be someone allowed to enter the sanctum, and who knew of the hideout. And that would be... the High Priest. He could have committed the crime if it occurred the day before the rite. You would pin a crime upon the dead, knowing very well they tell no tales. I don't think dead men tell no tales in this game. Considering that's kind of what the divination seance is all about. Have you no shame? Dead men tell no tales. That is definitely a problem. If only the High Priest could tell his side of the story. Maya? If only the High Priest could tell his side of the story. Maya? We're gonna die anyways, you might as fucking well. What? Do I have something on my face? Wait a second. Could this actually work? Oh no. Don't tell me I have some of my breakfast caught between my teeth. No, if there's even the slightest possibility, I'll have to go with it. Your Majesty, dead men do tell tales. Therefore, I would like to request the High Priest's testimony.
His testimony? And just how do you propose we get the deceased to testify?
There's a way for the dead to testify. It's known as channeling. Someone here by means of spirit channeling.
What did you just say?
Spirit channeling? Has this lawyer finally gone insane?
It's a sacrilege! May the Holy Mother strike him down! Peace! I am frankly astonished to even know of such a thing. But spirit channeling is a secret art that only Her Eminence Queen Galan can perform. And Her Eminence is far too busy with other duties to perform it at our pleasure.
I suspected as much. That means our only hope is, Maya, we're gonna fucking die anyways. Just do it. Ruin everything. It's okay, Nick. You can tell them. But Maya, I thought you wanted to keep it a secret here in Kurain. Don't worry, it's not like it's against the law or violates some religious precepts, so I don't think we'll be punished. At least, I hope not. This is a crucial period for you. It'll decide whether you become a master of Kurain. Of Kurain! Sorry, wrong one. We don't have any other choice now, do we? If I'm found guilty, it'll be a lot worse than not becoming master of Kurain. Alright. Thanks, Maya. Actually, there is someone here who is capable of channeling spirits. But even her benevolent Princess Rafa finds the divination seance to be a challenge. Who could possibly have greater spiritual power than she, aside from the Queen? Hold on. Who could possibly have greater spiritual power than she, aside from the Queen? That would be me. This is some sort of a joke? A foreigner cannot possibly have such power. Even the royal priestess isn't capable of such a feat. I've seen her do it.
Peace! Peace, I say! Is this true? Is the accused capable of performing the secret art of spirit channeling?
Well, yes. Yes, I can. Now, Your Majesty, we'd like your permission to begin. Hi, Rafa. You're not going to be happy with this. Your benevolence. This is an outrage! An outrage, I say! First, you make a mockery of the divination seance, and now spirit channeling?
A benevolent speaks the truth!
Spirit channeling is a sacred right.
Born devils, I say they should be put to death immediately!
Still your voices! Barbed Head, spirit channeling is a most sacred and secret of arts. Are you prepared to face the consequences of what you propose?
Yes, I am. Your benevolent, are you saying you approve of the use of spirit channeling?
I will judge whether their claim is true. If this is but another of their lies, I haven't lied a single time, they shall be executed on the spot.
Very well then. Your benevolence, what if the accused accidentally calls forth an evil spirit?
Or no.
Oh no! It'll be okay, don't worry. Everything's fine. We're just kind of ruining their entire religion and their monarchy in one fell swoop. Oops. Do you truly believe this foreigner is capable of channeling spirits?
Oh, no, but I wanted to be sure, as I am responsible for the safety of all present.
Well, an inexperienced practitioner could inadvertently call forth a dangerous spirit. But do not fear, for I have a Magatama parting. With it, I can send spirits back to the Twilight Realm by halting the flow of spiritual power.
Well, that is a relief indeed.
These foreigners have thrown down the gauntlet. Let us not shirk from their challenge. We must prove them guilty and deliver their last right. Do I make myself clear, Prosecutor Sadmari?
Perfectly, Your Benevolence. Very well. The accused may channel the High Priest spirit if they can. But first, we must take a short recess to prepare. We will resume as soon as the preparations are complete. Until then, this court is adjourned.
Alright, Maya. Ultimate test. You gotta do this on command. Can you do this on command? Have your Miles Morales moment. Let's go. Have your what's up danger moment. Let's jump from a building. Channel a spirit that can fly. Main 12. High Court of Crime. Accused lobby. Sorry, Maya, but this is the only way. You sure you're up for this? Thanks for believing in me, Nick. Even though I don't know if my channeling ability is on point yet. Oh, right. Before she started training here, her success rate was only about 30%. I know you can do it, Maya. At least, I hope she can. So you sure you're ready? Yeah, at least I think so. You don't sound so confident. What about all your training? Training's one thing, actually doing it is another.
Of cheese.
Cheese! Why can't I eat it? Why is it burning? Oh wait, no, that's normal for the cheese that I eat. Behold my cheese. Oh, I see. Uh-oh. If she fails to channel the High Priest, we're as good as dead. I mean, we were dead regardless, so this is fine. Relax, Nick. You can count on me. I'll show you what my training's done for me. This will be a moment you never forget. Okay. I just hope it's unforgettable in a good way. Once we hear Abbott Enmy's story, I'm sure the truth will come to light. I hope so, but he was hiding the fact that he was a rebel, so I doubt it'll be as cut and dried as all that.
They're ready for you. Please return to the Hall of Justice at once.
Okay, Maya, I'm counting on you. You got it. Here we go. May 12th, High Court of Crime.
We have received official approval for the accused to channel a spirit here today. Now, if you will, Miss Fay, please proceed.
Yes, Your Majesty. I can't believe this. Only the Queen should channel spirits.
Execute them! Put them to death right now!
Boy, they sure do love death here. I'm not a fan of the death penalty, personally. Come on, Maya. I'm counting on you. I have been studying here in Karain for 2 years now. so that one day I will be the master of Crane, a village of spirit mediums back home. But first, I shall show you all the fruits of my training in your kingdom. Wow, she seems really confident. A neophyte practitioner such as you could not possibly channel a spirit. I mean, she's done it. You have no idea how many times she's done this before. Okay, your benevolence. How about this? If I succeed, will you stop calling me a neophyte? Very well. If you succeed. Oh, I will. Just you watch. Moment of truth. I'm legitimately kind of nervous and worried. O spirit of trust in me, slumbering in the twilight realm, return now to the world of the living. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Like, this has to work. Like, speaking from a meta perspective, this has to work. But I'm freaking out. God, it's funny every single time.
What is this place?
It's funny every goddamn time. Every fucking time. It's always funny. It's never not funny. No matter who she channels. So good. My god, that's fucking funny.
Oh my!
No! This cannot be!
Pokaka!
It's the High Priest! The accused really can channel spirits! I don't believe it. The accused spiritual power is the real deal! Oh, Maya! I do not understand. This cannot be! This simply cannot be! I must step out now before I forget myself.
Abbot in me.
Will this be the Twilight Realm? And what of this luxurious made of hair? It's so funny. It's so good. I'm so happy. This is the best thing ever. It's a little bit cursed. It's a little bit cursed, but it's also great. Is it perhaps a gift from the Holy Mother for decades of faithful service?
Oh, Abbot in me.
My, what of His Majesty? Have you too shuffled off that mortal coil?
Please do not count me among the dead. It is only you who has passed on. But the spirit medium, Maya Fey, has brought you back among us today.
Why? Acolyte Fey has mastered the secret art of spirit channeling. I suppose that explains these gorgeous locks.
When I pass from this world, I too hope to be channeled with a full head of hair.
Though it be for the briefest of moments. I give thanks for this splendid coiffure. Praise be to the Holy Mother. However, this kimono is a bit too snug for my taste, if you would excuse me. There, that is better. Question for the good Abbot. When the spirit channeling ends, are you gonna put her clothes back on before you end the spirit channeling? Are you gonna put her clothes back on first? Okay. Could we get to his testimony now? And I wish he'd kept his top on. Why, you are that foreign lawyer that people speak of as of late. And is this not the hall of justice? Why have I been summoned here?
Forgive us for calling you back from your eternal rest. But you have been accused of murder. Might we ask you to testify on your own behalf?
I have been accused of murder. That is troubling indeed. Stop doing things to other people's bodies. What's with that crazy pose? This really calls for such astonishment. Even the lowliest of monks can achieve such body control with the proper training. Oh, wonder if Albie will be able to do that someday.
Will the defense please explain the situation to the High Priest?
I'd be happy to. Your disciple, Pray Zealot, has been murdered. It happened on the day before the purification rite. And the crime occurred in the rebel hideout hidden within the inner sanctum. Acolyte Zealot, he has been killed. Who would do such a thing? Someone who knew of the hideout and had access to the inner sanctum. In other words, you, Abbot and me. After all, weren't you secretly a rebel? Jesus Christ, I'm terrified. I hate this. Okay. I know I said this was great and cursed. This is the most cursed. I hate this. Put your grippers away. Put the toes away. Oh dear. Unstill Maya's body. I hope he doesn't break anything. Wow, the High Priest is amazing. I think he had mastered such an advanced prayer pose. He's still worthy of our veneration, even if he is a rebel. Praise be to the Holy Mother. Praise be to the Holy Mother. Oh my rebel allegiance has been exposed. He admits it! Not even my wife knew of that. That's not true. That's not true. That's wrong. It's incorrect. It seems to rest in peace is not my fate. Why did you, a devout priest of Kuranism, join the rebellion? The High Priest has come back to us for but a brief time, defense. Shall we not cut to the chase and ask the most pressing of questions? Oh, right. Abbot and me, the prosecution, believes the one who slew both you and Acolyte Zealot to be Maya Fey, who had been playing the role of Lady Kira in the right. Being that I was dead until just a moment ago, my memory is a bit hazy. Could you please do your best to remember?
Objection!
The High Priest said his memory is hazy. This is all coming back to me. This lying sack of shit. It is as Prosecutor Sunmuddy concluded. I was slain by none other than Maya Fey. See, this is the problem with the spirit channeling, is you gotta cross-examine them, because they can lie. The High Priest's statement has proven my assertions with regards to his murder correct. No! No! But what about Acolyte Zealot? You were the one who killed him, weren't you? I know not about my disciple's murder. Furthermore, I have an alibi of my own. An alibi? Seriously?
Ha ha ha! It seems the testimony the defense had been hoping for is working against him. Now, Abbot and me, your testimony, if you please.
Yes, of course. This is horrific and amazing, and still the most cursed thing ever. I have an ironclad alibi for the time during which the murder took place. Just past noon on the day before the rite, I was entertaining guests in my home. And I believe my guests can corroborate this. What are you doing to that man's nipples? Please stop doing that to his nipples. You had guests? Just past noon. That's right about the time Zealot was murdered. Are you sure about that? Tuck the ghost back in? Get away. Get out of here. Go back. Absolutely. Come to think of it, Rafa told me about a spirit's memory. A spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death. So even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time between the moment of its death and the moment it's channeled. Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all of the memories it had in life. The High Priest seems to know exactly what he's talking about. The question is, what would be the best angle of attack? The question is, I feel like I'm losing the voices. It's fine. I have an alibi. I have an ironclad alibi for the time during which the murder took place. Just past noon on the day before the rite, I was entertaining guests at my home. Isn't that this? And I believe my guests can corroborate this. Like, I feel like it's this, right? Actually, let's just press him a bit first. Yes? And you were entertaining them personally? That I was. We gathered around the table for a most enjoyable conversation. He said his guest could corroborate his alibi. That can't be good for our case. Are you sure that was the same day as the murder? Maybe you've misremembered.
Caw!
Do not doubt my mnemonic faculties. I may have died, but my memories up to that point are crystal clear. Sorry, he's pretty thin-skinned for a priest. Well, I guess I should have known better than doubt his memory. Ah, there's nothing better than enjoying Gingil cuisine with dear friends. That way, everyone's breath becomes equally melodious. Okay, so I was right. That's probably the picture I want to pose. I want to send. You mean this? Uh-oh. What do you mean that was wrong? Fuck you. What do you mean that's wrong? He was entertaining guests with King Gil. One of them. That's not an alibi. Ugh. Not helping my case in the judge's eyes, both literally and figuratively. Okay.
Hold it!
Use the word alibi as if it were second nature. Are you perhaps mocking me? Or is it perhaps the kingdom of Karain itself you wish to ridicule? Come on, everyone and their grandma knows what alibi means. We're not a bunch of country bumpkins here. We have plenty of courtroom dramas on TV. Do you? I feel like the courtroom dramas in Karain aren't going to be that interesting.
Mr. Wright, would you care to clarify your last statement?
Please, don't take it the wrong way. It's just, alibi is a rather technical term for a priest to use so naturally. I assure you I know how to use the term. In fact, I had even hoped for a chance to do so one day. I suppose that even I, a high priest, am not immune to such trivial worldly attachments. Oh, I see. Oh, starts at noon on the day before the rite must be finished by 3 p.m. the same day. Still, he seems unusually calm and composed. It's almost as if he had prepped himself for something like this.
Hold it!
And who exactly were your guests that day? Don't tell me they were rebels, so they can't be called here to testify. It was none other than his majesty, along with his family. He couldn't attend the rite due to work, so he stopped by ahead of time. My, how his daughter has grown. Wait a second.
Let me set the record straight right now. I am not a rebel. Thank you for that wonderful meal, Abbot Envy. Lady Envy's cooking simply cannot be beat.
So there you have it. Exactly was his majesty at your home. He was there from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Indeed, precisely the time period within which Acolyte Zealot was slain.
Yes, and we had a rousing chat concerning the game of Catch Them All.
Why does my brain immediately feel like that sounds like Catch 'em All, and my brain goes to Pokemon? But
Or just have that added to the testimony. After all, it was I who visited the High Priest's home.
His Majesty and his family, they visited from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. But the autopsy says it could have been anywhere between 12 and 3. Which starts at noon on the day before the rite and must be finished by 3 p.m. the same day. You could have left and come back. Right? 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 Someone please say right.
Objection!
Nope. We're just gonna pretend that one didn't happen. Don't worry about it. Let me think. What evidence do I have to contradict his ass? Or should we press him on this last statement?
Hold it!
Your Majesty, are you sure this testimony is completely accurate?
As sure as sure can be. Oh, how wonderful it is to finally have my actions be admissible as evidence in court.
His Majesty was at my home during the exact time period of the murder. Oh, come, let us put this behind us. I cannot have possibly committed the crime. How can you be so sure? What if the clock or watch we're using was off, or you misread the time?
There was a clock right near the table, and it had the exact same time as my watch.
Hi, Delphi. Hello, hello. Welcome to the land of the living. Don't bother asking questions. It's, oh, no. Maya's just doing a little bit of spirit channeling. Don't worry about it.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I am surprised. Now do you understand, lawyer? As you can see, my alibi is airtight. Or do you still think I could have killed Acolyte Zealot? His Majesty's a witness? Are you satisfied now? There is not a single discrepancy in Abbot Inme's alibi. If I give up now, it's all over. Now hold on a second. Is there anything wrong with the High Priest's testimony? Is there something wrong with the High Priest's testimony?
Is there something wrong with the High Priest's testimony?
Shoot. Because sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes it's just a perfect airtight alibi. Wait, never mind. I thought as much. After all, there can be no killer other than the accused.
Indeed, and therefore I see no need to continue these proceedings.
I really want to give up now? If I do, Maya will be found guilty. Was there really not a single thing wrong with the High Priest's testimony? Please, Your Majesty, wait! There is a discrepancy in the— okay, that's whatever. High Priest's testimony.
There is? Well, then perhaps you could explain what it might be.
This is what was wrong with this testimony? The crime! That's right! He knew too much. How did he know? How did he know? We didn't say when it happened. After Abbot Inme was channeled, no one ever stated what time Acolyte Zealot was murdered.
Now that you mention it,
Despite that, you claim to have an alibi from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. That means you knew that Acolyte Zealot was dead when you were still alive. That's really funny. Oh, wait, I think I saw something just now. No, I must be mad. Once again, please put your clothes back on before you turn back into Maya. For the love of God. He's not supposed to. No, I must be imagining things. So tell me, how did you know what time the crime had been committed?
About that. Open your heart! Let the Holy Mother in. Why, we've been blessed with the High Priest's sacred words of prayer.
All who serve a holiness must strive to banish worldly desires from the soul.
Open your heart! Let the Holy Mother in. Purge your mind of greed and bias. I feel as if my very soul has been cleansed.
You can't fool me. Prayer may banish worldly desires, but it can't make a contradiction disappear. Do you have that butterfly trained or something? How can you be so sure? What's that supposed to mean?
This lawyer seems to think little of the power of Kura in his prayer.
Huh? Abbot Inme was at home during the crime, but knew of what happened at the hideout. I believe this can be explained lessly. He must have had a way to monitor the hideout from his home. What? Stop! I hate it. I want to murder you. I hate you. If that were true, bitch, he would have fucking said it himself. I hate when they're like, clearly, this is the answer. The witness just goes, yes. Yes, that's the answer. It's a he. No, it is a he. And if you can guess the voice, congratulations, you guessed the voice. It's really not that difficult.
You never cease to amaze, Prosecutor. As you surmised, there was a listening device installed at the hideout that enabled me to instantly learn of anything unusual even when I was not there. Remember, the rebels had been using this as a top-secret hideout. It would be perfectly natural for them to install such an apparatus.
Wait, come to think of it, when I was searching the rebel hideout...
Something under the banner.
A microphone? Damn it!
Someone trying to record something with it?
That was a listening device?
It starts recording whenever it detects movement. And I heard just such a recording after His Majesty and his family left. If you look in the desk in my study, you will find the tape in question.
Alright then. Bailiff! Yes, Your Majesty. Go retrieve the tape in question from the High Priest's home. At once, Your Majesty.
His soul is, yes.
The power of Karanis prayer.
Like all those times that she channeled her sister back in the original trilogy. Imagine that.
Even a putrid brain such as yours should understand now.
There were 2 murders. He was the victim of one of the 2 murders. He also was very likely the murderer of one of the 2 murders.
It's like the contradiction really did vanish.
We shall ascertain the content of the recording once we have the tape. In the meantime, I would ask Abbot Inmee to continue with his testimony.
Very well.
What now?
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Here we go again. Ain't it always like that, though?
I was entertaining His Majesty and his family when the crime occurred. When I listened to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman quarreling. It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zealots and Acolyte Fae. After that, there was a loud noise, followed by haunting silence.
Shit.
I had to find some way to attack his alibi.
Oh, right. If only Maya were here.
He has a way of putting me at ease.
Honk? We honkin'?
But seeing her like this is only creeping me out. Though the High Priest was a rebel, he was still a Kuranist holy man. Therefore, take care when you're questioning, lest you invoke the ire of our people.
But he was a rebel. He was a rebel! How dare you suspect the High Priest of doing evil things when he was a rebel?
Nice try, but I'll stop at nothing to find the truth.
Also, who cares if I get the ire of the people? Like, you're gonna fucking kill me regardless. Might as well.
Hold it!
You heard everything from a recording?
Indeed. Each night I would secretly check what the listening device had recorded. I would have been in serious trouble with my lovely wife had she discovered my secret.
Can you really tell what happened by the audio alone?
Long years of aesthetic training have sharpened my hearing. It is but a simple matter for me to ascertain a situation by the sounds I hear.
Practicing Curanism improves your hearing?
Hearing is but one of the senses it can improve. If one can focus and attain inner peace, all 5 senses can be sharpened. Why, the warbard over the bazaar just cried. Did you not hear it?
Give me a break.
Hold it!
Hold on. Are you sure about those voices? Was it really Acolyte Zealot and Miss Faye?
I say that was the most reasonable conclusion under the circumstances. Or perhaps Acolyte Faye has an alibi that you can prove.
I'm afraid not.
Then I suggest you make like a mollusk and clam up. Now, I will continue my testimony if I may. After that, there was a loud noise, followed by a haunting silence.
Can you describe this loud noise more?
A loud noise? I'd say that's worth looking into. It was a terrible crashing sound. Poor Acolyte Zealot must have been felt so
It must have felt so heavy. Must have been the sound of that stone slab falling over. Have him add it. Please add that statement to your testimony. As you wish. Also, how do you know how he died? As a terrible crash. It must have felt so heavy. Except that doesn't make sense because that's not what killed him. What do you mean, son of a bitch? Boo. How was there a crash? If you... Okay, fine. Fuck me then. This is what's important. I'm sure it is.
Objection!
Because there's several things. I have several things that I want to say. One, why did you not hear the music from the alarm clock? Two, what do you mean a crash? Like, he ended up against, like, the feather, the thingamajig. I'm thinking... This feels important.
Hold it!
You heard everything from a recording? Indeed. Or no, wait, we already listened to this one. Stop doing that to Maya's body. I don't like the noise. It's a bad noise. Okay, here we go. You were entertaining His Majesty and his family during the crime? Indeed, my wife Beli was treating them to a wonderful home cooking. Your wife was there that day? Why yes, she was in the kitchen cooking up a storm the entire time. Come to think of it, I don't think I saw her at all that day. She takes her culinary duties most seriously, you see. And that's why she was in the kitchen cooking without pause the entire day. So the judge never saw Mrs. Inme? Should I have added Inme add that? Yes. This feels important? Please add that statement to your testimony. As you wish. My wife Beli was in the kitchen cooking the entire time. What was your wife making that day? The menu that day featured hottin supais and melton mott. They are both traditional Chinese dishes. Can't even begin to imagine what those are.
Oh, yes! The exquisite zest of hot and surmise and the supreme texture of melted malt. Lady Inme's cooking that day was utterly unforgettable.
Thank you. It brings me great joy to know you enjoyed your meal. Now, what His Majesty and his family had left... Okay, so we have two new statements. You believe that terrible crash is connected to Acolyte Zealot's death? Yes, the sound no doubt was poor Zealot's death knell. Such a tragedy, for he was a fine disciple. I would ask all here today to give a prayer for his departed soul. Jushure matami yoma. Jushure matami yoma. Jushure matami yoma.
I had high hopes for that young man's future. Zushari Matami Yoma.
Why do I feel like such a jerk for just trying to do my job right now?
Mr. Wright, do you still feel the need to question the High Priest? His alibi is as tight can be.
This isn't going so well. Better ask him about something else. I'm curious, Abbott and me. Did you stop by the rebel hideout after His Majesty left? Yes, I thought it would be wise to assess the situation. But as I said before, there was nothing to see. The hideout appeared as it always had. And the victim's body? It was nowhere to be found. Darklight Faye must have already disposed of it, and anything else incriminating. So when you saw the rebel hideout, it looked like it does in this photo? Yes, I would say that is how it appeared that day. So the stone slab had been put back in place. No, not the magistrate. The high priest was a rebel. The guy who's dead.
Mr. Wright, is it not time to concede defeat?
Oh, wait, I need just a little more time.
If you insist.
No, the high priest and the dead guy. No, they're at his house, not the rebel hideout. He had a listening device, and it's complicated. In the kitchen cooking the entire time. How do we know that for sure if you never saw her? Okay, so we have either a statement about his wife being in the kitchen cooking the entire time, which we don't necessarily have evidence against. And also this about, oh, he was crushed, or there was a crash, even though...
Objection!
Okay, whoops. That one statement doesn't seem right. I'm just gonna present it, and if it's wrong, I'll just reload.
Objection!
I'm wrong. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Like, I didn't think that was right, but I'm just like, ugh. I'm thinking. I'm sneezing. Oh, that hurt. That one hurt. That one hurt the throat. Excuse me. Ow. Okay. Thank you. No! Jesus Christ, the baby shark kind of scared me a little bit. Especially because it was right as I had an idea. Right as I realized it. I know what's wrong. Damn it! But we can't... Where's the statement? Hi, Biscuit. Hi, baby. Where were you this whole time? Where have you been? What have you been doing? Would you like Uppy? Would Biscuit like Uppy? No, you flopped on the ground. I wanted Uppy. I want you to have Uppy. Ah. Biscuit in the lap. Biscuit in the lap. Everyone say hello to Biscuit. Biscuit, say hello to everyone. Alright, that's as good as we're getting. Give the Biscuit a smooch? Will do. Come here, Betty. Mwah. Now then. I know something that's wrong. I know something that's wrong. He said that it was exactly as it... The rebel hideout was exactly as he saw here. However, there's a minor issue I have with that. And that's the blood. The bloody water. But I don't know where to put that. Oh, wait, what's belief statement? It must be finished by 3 p.m. the same day.
Objection!
Ah! Hmm. I'm trying so hard to think. This feels not important at the moment. We have something. That one statement doesn't seem right, but I can't put my finger on it. I'd better blood on the statue. That's what I think I already tried that, unfortunately. I tried that one here, and it didn't work. The problem is he didn't add to his statement, to his testimony about the rebel hideout looking exactly as it does in the photo. Now, there's much more testimony I could wring out of him by pressing. I can tell the judge is growing impatient. There have been some changes in both the testimony and the evidence. That means there could very well be an inconsistency somewhere. I've got to find it before he returns to the Twilight Realm. Okay. Let me look at all my evidence again. Not except for that one. A newspaper. It reports on the weather. Let's read it. Thick white ice that froze the ground from the inner side until yesterday has melted the Rekinogel as planned. Someone escaped the prison. Ariel will be warmer tincture. Inner sanctum photo, no. Spring water was already stained red the date when we arrived. Warning. My says exotic sound is totally different. It sounds exactly like the Steel Samurai theme song to me. There's this. Frame photo of Zealot. The autopsy report. Warbod dagger. Namanda flower, the brandy flag. The photo. The family photo was taken during the Feast of Blessings, where it's customary to partake in dishes made with gingil. These dishes are only prepared during the feast, which starts at noon on the day before the rite and must be finished by 3 p.m. the same day. See, that's what I want to present, is that statement, because that doesn't seem to match up properly, but I think I already tried that. Okay, the Tome of Secrets isn't going to be helpful here. That's not going to be helpful here. Bye-bye, Beast. We'll see you later. Help.
Objection!
It's not that. Like, it sounds like that would be it, right? Like, why would she be cooking the entire time when it has to be eaten before 3? Like, she wouldn't be cooking at 3 o'clock when the food has to be done by then. I would describe the noise as a terrible crash. This is the only other thing.
Objection!
But it doesn't make sense. I feel like there's something... I tried that, though. I tried his autopsy report, I think. I'm trying so many things. But I don't know.
Objection!
See, it didn't work. I might have to... I don't want to look it up. I might have to. I don't like brute forcing every single possible option. Plus, that takes too long. I would describe the noise as a terrible crash.
Objection!
What do you mean it was the... This feels stupid. This feels stupid. But in me, you said, and I quote, "Poor Zealot, it must have felt so heavy." Why do you think he felt something heavy? You said the hideout looked like it did in this photo. So, if so, there's nothing that would lead you to believe he had experienced a heavy feeling. God damn it, of course. The fact is, of course, the stone slab did fall over onto Acolyte Zealot, impaling him on the Warbat statue behind him. But that was only revealed through her benevolence's divination seance earlier.
Will the French please get to the point?
My point is, simply hearing a crashing sound shouldn't have automatically led him to conclude the victim was crushed to death.
I still don't see your point.
I'm saying that the High Priest knew. He knew how the victim was really killed.
Why?
And that is information only the real killer could have known. I definitely saw it that time. Look at the High Priest's spirit shaking in his boots, or should I say, Maya's sandals. Need I remind you, Abbot Inmi was with his Majesty at the time of the crime? Such an alibi precludes him from being the killer. It's true, so he can't be the killer. However, he knew how Zealot was killed. Something only the killer could know. Can this discrepancy be resolved somehow?
Well, Mr. Wright, we're waiting for an explanation.
I was just getting to that. Time to think of something quick. The High Priest knew something only the killer could have known because... he must have heard how the victim died from the real killer. That's what I'm thinking too, the wife. I'm thinking because the wife wasn't there, the wife doesn't have an alibi. She could have killed both of them. The real killer. Of course, that makes perfect sense. I don't want to believe it, but this is the only possible explanation.
So tell us, who is this real killer?
It's got to be someone close to the High Priest. Someone without an alibi. The person most likely to be Zealot's killer is...
Take that!
Ow. Your Majesty, while you were visiting the High Priest's home, you didn't see Mrs. Inmi at all, did you?
No, I never saw her, but... what does that have to do with anything?
Did the High Priest ever leave your sight?
No, we were talking the entire time, and the food was brought right to the room's entryway.
Biscuit? Biscuit, did you just fucking paw that thing down? You were just like, I'm gonna knock this over for fun. No, that's there so you don't get over in that area. Come here. Come on. Okay, he doesn't want to be held at the moment. But a little bit. Okay. I am not the best when it comes to wires. I have a lot of them, so I have things in place to prevent Biscuit from getting to wires. One of them is a simple, small barrier that just kind of cuts off that area. And I've gotten to the point where he stopped jumping over it. But sometimes he does just, but like sometimes he does kind of knock the barrier over, because it's not very sturdy. But this time he literally was just like standing in front of it, put his paw up, placed it up against the box, and then just tipped it over and didn't even do anything else. Like at least normally when he does it, he's like jumping onto it, and so he's standing on top of the box. But no, this time he just straight up knocked it over. I'm like, cool, Biscuit. Are you just having fun with that? So the High Priest has an ironclad alibi, but his wife does not. What the devil are you insinuating? I'm insinuating that Miss Zenmi might have killed an acolyte zealot. I'm insinuating that they might have been in on it together. You have a lot of nerve making such a baseless allegation. She had no motive to kill acolyte zealot. He was like family to her. No, we can't entirely discount the idea, especially if you consider that Miss Zenmi could have been the one posing as Lady Kira. Even a fool must temper his foolishness at times. Or do you truly believe Lady Kira would kill acolyte zealot, though he was not a rebel? As we all know, the High Priest was secretly a rebel. It would follow that his favorite disciple could very well be a rebel too.
Are you suggesting that Miss Inmi killed her husband as well?
As sad as it is to think she'd kill her own husband to rid a kingdom of rebels, I don't think we can rule it out.
You claim my wife is that rebel-hunting Lady Kira, and that she slew both Zealot and myself. My lovely wife! That is utterly impossible! I have never seen the High Priest so angry.
This is as Abbot Inmi stated. And the accused has already been found guilty of his murder. It is far too late to overturn it.
That's right, Mr. Wright. Now apologize to the good priest before he gets angry again. Quickly now.
No, I'm not going to apologize. The true identity of Lady Kira is a major piece of this trial's puzzle. Admit it, Abbot Inmi. Your wife, Lady Inmi, killed you. Yet even now, you continue to lie in an effort to protect her. Hi, Biscuit. What's up? How can I help you, baby? Meow? What time is it? Is it time to give you dinner? Is it dinner time? Would you like food? Or do you just want attention because you stopped meowing the moment I started touching you? Happens a lot. Biscuit goes meow, I go what? He goes meow, I go what? He goes meow, I go pet, and he goes... Yes, this is good. And then I stop petting and he goes meow.
Hold it! How absurd! It appears the lawyer has forgotten. My lovely wife cannot possibly battle the rebels in the guise of Lady Kira. For we were blessed by her holiness, and she is with child. Praise be to the Holy Mother.
I completely forgot about that.
That abominable Lady Kira figure who slew me and Lady Zealot and Acolyte Zealot was the accused.
This is bad, but I can't give up now. Don't forget, my client doesn't have the strength to fight rebels either. How can a weak young woman like her possibly... You foolish oaf of a lawyer. If only he was blessed as Lady Enemy. What? Surely the accused possesses the strength, or should I say, the power. The power to battle those black-hearted rebels. Biscuit, don't do that. What are you talking about? My good prosecutor, I see you have come to the same conclusion as I. Such keen insight. Then you have figured it out as well, Abbott and me. May I ask you to explain it to this putrid-brained lawyer?
Certainly, for I cannot allow him to frame my lovely wife for murder. Foreign devil! Your Majesty, allow me to testify as to how my affair is that murderous Lady Kira. Well, if it will assuage your anger, then by all means, please testify.
Are you going to say that she called forth the spirit of the original Lady Kira, despite the fact that she shouldn't know her name? Hi, Biscuit. Acolyte, I knew it! I'm like, but that shouldn't be possible. I mean, she would have known it eventually. But... Acolyte Faye channeled Lady Kira's spirit. She is a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name, so she could have done it. So it was the real Lady Kira who returned to root out the rebels among us. She attacked and killed me with a strength far beyond any mortal woman. Okay, question. If we're now saying that Lady Kira was the one who killed, Trust in Me and Acolyte Zealot, does that mean that Maya is free to go? Because she was literally acting as, not your god, but like your god's second in command. God's favoriteest little warrior and older sister. But, do you understand now? Murder by spirit channeling explains everything. This is the only way the accused could have defeated one rebel after another. Indeed, I am a living, or shall I say, dead proof of her terrible power. His ability to channel spirits. It's come back to haunt her. I see what you did there. And now, is it not the time to let it go and move on, Defense? No, never. I'll never give up. Now what? Think. How can I prove that Maya couldn't have channeled Lady Kira? Cross-examination. Acolyte Faye, channel Lady Kira's spirit. She is a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name, so she could have done it. Who returned to root out the rebels. I still think that should prove her innocence. Are we ever going to talk about this? Are we ever going to talk about this? At all? The priest is acting as Lady Kira's representative. The problem is, I don't remember if the Tome of Secrets was locked or anything. We know she had it, but I don't know when she read it. He attacked and killed me with a strength far beyond any mortal woman. This is kind of my only option. Tome of Secrets is only given to the priestess who performs the purification rite. Is this your proof that my client could have channeled Lady Kira? Yes, indeed, for it contains the true name of Lady Kira, a secret only revealed within. But in me, I'm afraid you're mistaken. This couldn't have been used to channel Lady Kira.
What nonsense! Mr. Wright, would you care to explain?
This one I couldn't... Oh, name and face. You need a face. Lady Kira's face is hidden behind a mask in the Tome of Secrets. You need both a name and a face to channel a spirit.
This can't be!
Without a face, it would have been impossible for my client to channel Lady Kira.
Oh my!
Therefore, the claim that she became Lady Kira by means of spirit channeling is patently false. And with Lady Kira out of the equation, my client has no motive to commit murder.
What then? Who was the rebel hunting Lady Kira we've been reading about in the paper?
Yes, who is the other suspect, if indeed there is one at all?
Let us hear the defense's brilliant deduction.
Think! The true identity of Lady Kira is the key to solving both murders. I thought Mrs. Enemy was suspicious, but her pregnancy takes her out of the running. And Mr. Arball is a rebel, so that doesn't make sense. That leaves us with... Wait! I know who the rebel hunter was.
Mr. Wright, you have that look again. The one where you know you have to say something, but you can't figure out what it is.
This is my chance to really turn up the heat. I'll just have to stir the pot till something floats to the top. Your Majesty, I know who's been posing as the rebel hunting Lady Kira.
You do? Are you sure about that?
Yes, completely.
I sense that I may regret this, but please go on and explain.
Thank you, Your Majesty. This is who's been posing as the rebel hunting Lady Kira.
Take that!
The true identity of the rebel hunting Lady Kira we seek is Pere Zealot.
What's this? The High Priest's murdered disciple was Lady Kira, you say? Peace! I say peace! The defense will continue.
Yes, Your Majesty. I whittled down the list of suspects until there is only one left.
But the process of elimination is not the same as solid evidence. I assume you have evidence to back up your claim?
Yes, of course. We'll have some in a moment, that is. At least, I hope so. Maya wasn't Lady Kira, and neither was Mrs. Inmi or any of the other possibilities. That leaves Zealot, and I have the evidence to prove it. The evidence that proves Acolyte Zealot was posing as Lady Kira is this. Okay, originally I was gonna use this to pin it on Believe, but you know what? This is what proves that Acolyte Zealot was Lady Kira. Lady Kira's warning letter. The thing is, I guess she's farther along than we thought. It can be my only guess.
How absurd! What could that possibly prove?
Prosecutor Sadmati, you stated this warning letter proved that my client was Lady Kira, and the reason you gave was that the High Priest's house was locked tight. But there was another member of the family who lived there. Therefore, Acolyte Zealot could have delivered the warning anytime he wanted. What is he talking about? That's just not possible.
Are you saying Lady Kira was not the culprit, but rather the victim?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But that would overturn the entire premise of this case. This trial has proceeded on the assumption Lady Kira was behind the serial killings. But if Lady Kira is one of the victims, who was the killer and what was their motive?
The only suspect left is Mrs. Inmi, and there's only one possible motive. What if Mrs. Inmi is a rebel?
What? Fiend, you're so bent on casting suspicion upon my lovely wife. Blasphemer! You have no evidence of this. Repent for the mistrust in your soul.
Objection!
Oh, you have no evidence either. After all, the dagger my client's prints on it wasn't what killed Acolyte Zealot. Ow, Biscuit. Biscuit, stop playing with the wire. And the Plume Punisher theme that he heard could have been an alarm clock. That means all the evidence linking her to the crime has been called into question. Hi, buddy.
Was Lady Inmi a rebel, and did she pose as Lady Kira to kill Acolyte Zealot? Or was Acolyte Zealot a rebel and was the accused the Lady Kira who killed him? I would say either scenario is just as likely. What are we to do now? The alarm clock, you say? Do you mean the one in the rebel hideout?
Yes, but what of it?
So that's it.
What's gotten into him?
Abbott in me, just what is so comical?
Ow.
Forgive my outburst. This has simply tickled my funny bone.
What did?
The theme song came from the Plumed Punisher clock, you say?
Meow.
That alarm cannot possibly have gone off.
What makes you say that? The clock was working just fine last time I checked.
Try using your head for a change. Would not the existence of a secret hideout be given away if an alarm kept going off?
Wait, you don't mean...
Indeed, we leave the alarm switched off at all times.
No! So it was the Steel Samurai watch.
In that case, I am sad to say the defense's claim does not hold water. Would you care to respond, Mr. Wright?
Oh, This photo. This photo. Please, this photo. Biscuit, no. Biscuit, stop messing with the wire. I need to get a cover for this headphone wire. It's like the only wire that I consistently use. Are we back? Okay, we're back. Biscuit, no, no, no. Hey, don't do that. This can't be happening. Not now. Biscuit, no. Biscuit, no. Biscuit, no. Play with this. You have toys over. You literally have so many toys right here. Come over here and play with toys. Stop playing with the wire. No, there you go. Look at it. Get it. Get it. There you go. This should put an end to the lawyer's futile struggles. The theme song the victim heard was from the accused strapped just as we suspected. And therefore, the accused is the rebel-hunting Lady Kira and the victim's killer. I need an opening. Something I can raise an objection to. That plumed Punisher theme song Acolyte Zealot heard in his final moments. I too heard it by way of the listening device. But did you really? If you had heard it, why didn't you testify to that fact before? Is it not obvious? I did not know such a tune could become a key matter of dispute.
Yes, the matter of the theme song came up before Abbott in me was channeled.
Oh, right. Oh, then, what if he's lying about the clock's alarm being switched off?
Miserable wretch. Ought to be a pointless lie, one easily disproven. If you check the clock, you will see that the alarm isn't
Biscuit.
is in fact switched off.
Biscuit's getting antsy. Come to think of it. What a fine item. And this switch, if I'm right... We set the switch back into the off position before we left.
I remember hearing it clearly. Those distinctive taiko drums in the
Found it! We got it! We got it. Fuck you. Fuck you. There are no taiko drums in the plumed version. Those are only in the Steel Samurai version.
Don.
Distinctive taiko drums in the intro?
This trial has gone on for far too long. Shall we move ahead to the verdict phase now?
By all means, and let us also return Abbott and me's spirit to the Twilight Realm.
Before I go, let me say a word to my darling wife.
There are no taiko drums in the version that is supposed to be here. Now, hold on just 1 minute. Your Majesty.
Yes?
The High Priest's statement is inconsistent with a certain piece of evidence.
It is?
Still you writhe in defiance of your fate. The very sight reminds me of a tortured soul writhing in flames. You'll be saying that once I show you the evidence. Now, all I have to do is pick the right one. This piece of evidence is inconsistent with that statement about the taiko drum intro.
Take that!
This is what's inconsistent with the statement. My client's plumed Punisher strap.
What does that have to do with anything?
It plays the Plumed Punisher theme song, and here it is. The theme to the Plumed Punisher, Warrior of Neo Twilight Realm. I didn't hear any taiko drums, did you? Do you see what I mean? The music the victim heard in his final moments might not have been the Plumed Punisher theme song.
I'm afraid I'm not following you. What was it if not the Plumed Punisher theme?
In his final moments, Acolyte Zealot heard... There are no taiko drums in the intro of the Plumed Punisher theme. So what Acolyte Zealot actually heard in his final moments was... the theme of the Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo.
Peace, 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 I say! Mr. Wright, what is the Steel Samurai of which you speak?
The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo, is an action hero show from America. The Plume Punisher theme is a total, I mean, it's very similar to it. Biscuit, let go. If you didn't know about the Steel Samurai, you could easily mistake the two. Biscuit, don't do that. About the fact that Acolyte Zealot heard music from an American action hero show is irrefutable evidence that the accused was in the secret hideout. Biscuit. Biscuit, you're so antsy. Actually, no. You have it backwards. Backwards? That's right. Miss Faye met an avid Plume Punisher fan here in Karain, and as a token of their friendship, she traded a certain Steel Samurai item she had for the Plume Punisher strap.
And this avid Plume Punisher fan was the one who killed Acolyte Zealot?
Yes. And that avid fan is none other than the High Priest's wife. Believe in me. Do you have evidence to back up this claim, Mr. Wright? For as forgiving as the Holy Mother is,
I doubt she would tolerate yet another dose of your baseless slander.
I suggest you prepare yourself to face Her Holiness's wrath. Oh, I'm prepared to turn this entire case upside down, that is. Oh, this is my last chance. I better take a deep breath and review the evidence.
Very well then. Please present your evidence if you would, defense.
The evidence that proves Mrs. Enemy was the one who killed Acolyte Zealot is this.
Take that!
It's right here in this family photo. Proof that Mrs. Enemy and Miss Faye traded items featuring their favorite characters.
A family photo? And what exactly should we be looking at here?
The proof that they exchanged items featuring... Are you stupid? Are you blind? Can you not look at a photograph? Look at Miss Enemy's left wrist. You can see the Steel Samurai's trademark top knot right there. Which clearly makes this a Steel Samurai watch.
What? I never knew your wife had such hobbies, Abbott and me.
This family photo was taken right before Acolyte Zealot was murdered. By that point, my client had the Punisher strap, and Mrs. Enemy had the Samurai watch. So what the victim heard in his final moments was none other than the sound of the watch Mrs. Enemy was wearing.
I wish to amend my testimony. What I thought were taiko drums was something else. My wife never had such a watch. It's the truth, I tell you. You must believe me, your majesty. Be not deceived by the defense's loyally chicanery.
Now what? He's been pretty quiet up to this point. What does he have up his sleeve?
There's a big gaping hole in his flimsy claim.
A big gaping hole? I don't think so.
Oh no, I'm afraid it is there, all right. Just like the big gaping holes in your putrid brain.
My brain is neither putrid nor full of holes. I'm not a zombie, after all.
Says the dead lawyer walking. He who has narrow vision focuses on what is before him, never seeing the big picture. Or as they say in your country, you cannot see the forest for the trees. For if it is as you said, and Lady Enemy the rebel slew Acolyte Zealot, the rebel hunting Lady Kira, then the rebel hunter would have been dead before the High Priest was slain.
Oh, that means the High Priest could not have been slain by the rebel hunting Lady Kira. How could I have missed that?
So tell me, who are you going to say killed the High Priest now?
Still believe. Still believe in me. I'm still saying that. Fuck you.
Do you finally understand the sheer size of the holes that riddle your putrid brain?
I'm in hot water now. I don't have any other suspects in the High Priest murder.
You mindless zombie. You should have begun your journey into the Twilight Realm long ago. Now let it go and move on.
No! I'll never give up. I just need to think things through and figure out who really killed the High Priest. Here we go. We're finishing it up. If Acolyte Zealot had been Lady Kira, then he couldn't have killed the High Priest. So the question is, who did? Maybe I could get to the bottom of this by reviewing the events of this case in order. What evidence could tell me something about the crime scene before the murder? Oh, wow. That was perfectly timed with me choosing that option on the screen, so I was like, wait, what? Alright, Maya said that the spring had been stained red before the rite even began. The spring was already red before the High Priest's murder because of Zealot's blood. Meow? What's up, buddy? I know, we're almost done. We're almost done, I promise. Don't do that. That's right, Zealot had been killed in the rebel hideout the day before the rite, and his blood had flowed into the spring. Wait a second, the High Priest knew that Zealot had been killed in the hideout, so why didn't he report it to the authorities? It might have been the killer. He could have easily had her arrested on the spot. Why didn't the High Priest inform the authorities? He wanted to keep the hideout a secret. If he reported Zealot's murder, the authorities would find out about the hideout. That's what he was worried about. But by going through with the rite, the High Priest risked having Maya see the spring running red with blood. Why did he have to go through with the rite? I think he wanted to set up the scene? He wanted to set up the crime scene to conceal the hideout. But how was he planning on concealing the source of blood in the spring? Oh my god, did he kill himself? Did he fucking kill himself on the statue? He concealed the source of the blood with his own. That was how he kept the rebel hideout a secret. It's all starting to fall into place. I know who killed the High Priest! Holy shit. That's kind of not where I was expecting this to go. I can't believe it! The High Priest took his own life to keep the rebel hideout a secret! Absolute insanity. But it makes so much sense in hindsight. The High Priest wasn't murdered by anyone. He took his own life to keep the rebel hideout a secret. What? Oh, what's this? We fucking figured it out. I'm upset that I didn't figure that out myself. But it makes so much sense because the divination seance was so weird. Every time I thought about the divination seance for Trust's death, it didn't make any goddamn sense. It didn't make any sense. Like, because he ran towards the quote-unquote Lady Kira, but Lady Kira wasn't moving. Like, nothing about that seance made sense. Like, the way he was moving and all that stuff, he did that specifically to set up Maya as the killer for the divination seance. This motherfucker.
The High Priest committed suicide? I've never heard anything more absurd! The lawyer has placed a stain on the good priest's death with his putrid brain. Its putrid gaping holes are as large as the hole in his logic. What hole? You still fail to understand. You truly cannot see the forest for the trees. You claim the High Priest took his own life, but have you considered who brought the dagger to the Plaza of Devotion?
Believe, obviously it was his wife.
After the High Priest was killed, the dagger was thrust into Acolyte Zealot's dead body. Only the accused, Maya Fey, could have done that. It is as Prosecutor Sunmuddy says.
Hi, Biscuit. I know, I promise I'm almost done.
Your claim is rather porous in its logic, and your evidence is too weak. You cannot prove that the High Priest took his own life to conceal the rebel hideout.
Biscuit. Wait 10 minutes. Right. The dagger was impaled in Zealot's body, but his body had been placed at the plaza the previous day.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you care to respond?
Zealot's body was already in the plaza the day before the rite. But what if the dagger was also already in him at that time? The dagger was never at the inner sanctum.
Of
course! That's it!
What is it?
There was no need to move the dagger. It had already been stabbed into Acolyte Zealot's body the day before the rite.
What? So that means... What does that mean?
It means the dagger wasn't the weapon that took the High Priest's life. Hi, Monica. Welcome back. We've... Okay. You, this person, and this person worked together to kill this person, but then to hide the fact that they killed this person and also to hide the hideout, this person killed this person. This person killed this person. That one. He done did a suicide. But no weapon was ever found at the inner sanctum.
If you will not listen to reason, then I insist you prove your assertion. Show us what you believe the real murder weapon to be.
The real weapon? I've got nothing, but I know there had to have been a weapon there. Maybe if I think back on the trial thus far, I'll spot the clue I need.
Well, would the defense care to tell us what the real murder weapon is?
This is what really killed the High Priest. What really killed him has been at the inner sanctum all this time, and his lethality has already been demonstrated by the late Acolyte Zealot. That's right! It was the Warbod statue!
Porkuna! You believe that the statue claimed both victims' lives?
Would you care to chime in, Abbott in me?
No, he lies. Pay him no heed. Why, it's...
Lady Believe.
Lady in me.
Darling, don't you think this has gone on long enough?
Believe, no. Your Majesty, my wife knows nothing. Please, Abbott and me, let your wife speak. Now, Lady in me, please continue if you would.
It's that time again. And what time would that be? 2:30 in the afternoon. The time my husband conducts his daily prayers. And the time Prey was slain. The Steel Samurai theme coming from the watch, baby!
That sound! It's...
The Steel Samurai alarm! I too like to pray at the same time as my dear husband. So I set an alarm to remind me each day, but I had no idea it would come to this.
No, stop! She knows not what she speaks!
Your Majesty, I am the one who slew Acolyte Zealot. Screaming sadness.
Abbott in me! Bailiff, summon a physician at once. Make sure Maya Fey is alright.
Her body.
The physician is now attending to the High Priest, so there's no need to fear.
He's already dead.
Now, let us continue.
And what about the half of him called Maya that's still among the living? Whatever. Mrs. and me, will you tell us everything you know? The truth is, I am a rebel, just like my husband. This tragedy unfolded before the rite, during the Feast of Blessings. I had gone to the rebel hideout to prepare it for Dats's escape. And that's when Acolyte Zealot suddenly appeared? Yes. Ray was shocked when he saw me there.
Acolyte Zealot did not know you were a rebel.
I do not believe he did. I believe he was there simply to investigate the hideout. And then he suddenly came face to face with Mrs. Enmy. So the true identity of the rebel-hunting Lady Kyoda was Prey Zealot? Yes. He was a member of the secret police, serving directly under the Minister of Justice. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! We got ourselves a secret police here! That's never a good thing. The secret police? And this is what he said to me. I can kill rebels with impunity. The Justice Minister has my back. He was using his position within the secret police to deal us rebels a heavy blow. But murder sanctioned by the Crown is still murder.
Even without the DC Act, Dirk and his insurgent scumbuddies' days are numbered. What's that supposed to mean? I'll just say, I got a little trick up my sleeve, so I'd watch it if I were you. 'Cause you got a defiant attitude, like one of them dragon dupes. The trick up Minister Inga's sleeve was Lady Kira. No, this can't be. My father would never. This must be a bolt out of the blue for Rafa. How long has she been here? This explains why Acolyte Zealot abandoned his real name. Yes. Even went as far as covering up the tattoo that all Karayanist clergy members receive. Lady Kira was a member of the secret police. That explains why no order was given to investigate her attacks. Guess I'm not alone in hearing this for the first time. But, this cannot be. Is this true? The Justice Minister is sanctioning state-sponsored murder?
Peace! Now, Lady in me, please continue.
Prey suddenly lunged at me. That's when I pushed the stone slab toward him with all my might. I never meant for what happened next to occur.
Allow me to take it from here. Hobbit in me, are you sure you're all right now?
I am sorry you had to see that. But you need not worry about me. I am already dead. Please, we need to know what was so important that you would take your own life. After I learned my wife had accidentally slain Zealot, I chilled his body with snow to make it seem as if he died more recently than he did. Then I later moved it to the Plaza of Devotion and inserted the dagger into his wound. The plaza was empty at the time, for it was before prayer time had started. Finally, I placed his body in the prayer pose, knowing that no one would notice anything was wrong until the rite had concluded.
It is perfectly plausible that no one would disturb him if he seemed to be praying. We do treasure our prayer time, after all.
So, you admit you tried to pin this crime on Maya Fey? Yes, this was all my doing. I never told my wife of my plan, for surely she would have tried to stop me. The letter from Lady Kira! That was her! Do not perform the rite. I know what you are planning. That was Believe. She did that because she didn't want him to kill himself. How did you get Miss Faye's fingerprint on the dagger? I had to hold it while we were rehearsing the rite the day before. And right before the rite, I drugged her with a sleeping agent. Then I put Lady Kira's robes over the Warbard statue. That means Maya was probably already groggy by the time the rite started. Finally, I ended my own life, to ensure that the crime would appear to have been by Acolyte Faye's own hand.
But when your body was discovered, Lady Kira's robes were on the ground. How did they end up there if they were on the statue?
After I impaled myself on one of the statue's dagger-like feathers, I used a lance ounce of my strength to hurl my body backwards. As I did, I grabbed onto the robes, taking them with me as I fell back onto the ground.
How terrible! What possessed you to do such a thing?
You needn't have committed suicide simply to frame the accused.
Prosecutor Sodmuddy, as one well-versed in our kingdom's legal system, I would expect you of all people to understand.
Understand what? The kingdom's legal system. Miss Inmi's crime. Your suicide. It can't be. I'd be sadder than sad.
Why, I believe the defense knows of what the High Priest speaks.
Yes, I finally understand. This explains why the High Priest took his own life. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, yep. The Defense Culpability Act. Circumstantial evidence supports Mrs. Inmi's killing of Acolyte Zealot in self-defense. However, it would be next to impossible to prove it without a lawyer. That's why the High Priest wanted to pin the crime on Maya Fey. I fail to see what that has to do with his suicide. In Karain, the divination seance is the most important piece of trial evidence. The High Priest wanted to frame Miss Fey as a serial killer. It was a clever plan in which he made sure he'd see Lady Kira in his final moments. Gloria speaks true. That is why I placed Lady Kira's robes upon the Warbard statue. I made it seem that Acolyte Faye was the rebel-hunting Lady Kira. But, are you saying you used my divination seance to produce false evidence? Forgive me, your benevolence.
But it was the only way to help my lovely wife. If you had approached me first, I could have proved that the murder was in self-defense. Perhaps. But I have little faith in lawyers, despite being a rebel. Biscuit, let go. How utterly foolish to cast away one's life for such a reason. There must have been other ways to cover up the crime. Yet, had I done so, my wife would rush to my defense, and when the case went to trial, Biscuit, she would suffer the same fate as I under the Defense Culpability Act. I could not have lived with myself had she been convicted because of that fiendish man. Biscuit? This cannot be. All I have done under the laws of our kingdom, it has all been... Poor Rafa. She's really taking this hard. But I can't say I'm surprised. Biscuit? Mr. Phoenix Wright, it is time to show the might of your legal prowess. You mustn't allow another innocent soul to be charged under that despicable law. Of course. I'll do whatever I can. What I've done to you and Acolyte Faye is unforgivable. I can only offer my most humble of apologies. Your Majesty.
Yes? Yes?
I ask that you please look after my wife.
You have my word.
Your Benevolence, it is time that I return to the Twilight Realm. The Magatama of Parting, if you please. Very well. Your Benevolence, please allow me the honor. Yes, it would be more fitting for you to send him on his way. This is in me. Darling, I'm so glad I was able to see you one last time, even if it was in this outfit and with that hair, and that's not actually you, but it's okay. Thank you for everything. Oh good, he put his top back on.
I'm sorry to leave you like this, my love.
But now you can watch over me from the world beyond.
Yes, always and forever.
And with every breath I take, my darling, I'll be thinking of you. See, despite everything, I feel a little bit bad for them. I really do. Mainly because this country fucking sucks. And by that I mean Inga sucks. He's a bitch. Oh good, it cut out before we saw the dong. I'm like, wait, where are his pants? Farewell, my darling trust. Hi Maya, welcome back. The High Priest has returned to the Twilight Realm. Maya! I feel great! I guess that means you didn't leave any regrets behind. Oh! But what about the trial, Nick? It's over. It was a sad reality born of love, and a great tragedy born of the Defense Culpability Act.
Well, I see no need to continue this trial. Does the prosecution have anything to say?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, I owe a debt to you, one that I will pay back in court someday. Nope, because there's no such thing as a Prosecutor Culpability Act. He's just doing his job. I'm helping... Nope. That's not how the Defense Culpability Act works. Because the person who put it in place is a piece of shit. Also, can you apologize for calling me putrid?
Now, to deliver today's verdict and overturn that of yesterday's trial.
A politician? Yes. Throw them into prison? No, we can't do that.
With respect to all current and previous charges against them, I hereby declare the accused, Maya Fey, and her defense, Phoenix Wright, not guilty.
Well, Rafa has some shit to think about. And also everyone in the country. Ooh, I didn't hear the ooh go off, but ooh. Hi Maya, welcome back. Wait, hold on, I will posture in a moment. Welcome back. It was a suicide. It was a self-defense murder, a manslaughter, and then a suicide. May 12th, 4:20 p.m. Blaze it. High Court of Karain. Accused lobby. Hold on. To make sure Biscuit stops playing with my, I will. To make sure that he doesn't play with my wire, though, I do have a toy within one hand. To keep him busy. I was thinking, Nick. The legal system here is really stacked against the defense. It's totally unfair. Yeah, it even forced the High Priest to make the ultimate sacrifice just to protect his wife. It's just so sad. Check the status quo or join the revolution. If the real Lady Kira were here, I wonder which side she would take. I need to get something to cover the wires to keep them off them. I just haven't yet, in part because I'm broke. Your benevolence. Huh? What? I was just wondering, are you alright? Quiet, you! How can I possibly be alright? Yeah, she's not doing well at all. Who do you think you are? Suddenly appearing before me, trampling my insights underfoot, and plunging the Hall of Justice in utter chaos! You even desecrated my mother and father's teaching, you soulless infidel! Ugh, that was a bit more extreme than usual. But I can tell that she doesn't fully mean it. What am I to do? I had always believed that communing with the victim's Mitama would lead me to the absolute truth. But each time you overturned my insights, it was revealed that they served to support false charges rather than the truth. I am left now with that heavy truth in my heart. I'm sorry, Rafa. Perhaps I am not worthy of hearing the voices of the Mitama. It's not your fault! It's really not your fault! I'm sure some of the people that you convicted were actually guilty. That's where you're wrong, your benevolence, because I assume this is Believe. What? What? Oh, it's Maya. Maya? How dare you? Your role is to bring forth the voices of the Mitama into our world. If you don't do it, who will? You know nothing, Maya Fey. It was spirit channeling, not a divination seance, that brought the truth to light. How dare an outsider like you employ the Queen's secret art? But what can I do? My spiritual power does not even approach yours. Is it not a cruel joke? The royal priestess bested by a lowly outsider? Don't be so hard on yourself. Why not? It is worthy at least a laugh or two. You shouldn't talk like that. Huh? Listen, your benevolence. You were just fulfilling your duty, weren't you? And you're the only one capable of performing the divination seance, right? The station of Royal Priestess is not something to abandon lightly. The station of Royal Priestess? The people of your kingdom believe in you. But if you really mean all that you just said, then what are they supposed to believe in? You know not of what you speak! Actually, I kinda do. After all, I'm only here training so I can become the master of my village back home. A village master, you say? I did not know. It seems I owe you an apology. For even today, I called you a neophyte practitioner. It's all right, your benevolence. Thank you for finally acknowledging me. A future queen and a future village master? I guess I shouldn't be surprised, considering they may have had a common ancestor. I was right, your benevolence. Barbed head? Your insights were a crucial piece of evidence in this last trial. It doesn't matter if they weren't always 100% accurate. You should be proud of what you did. You played an important role in assuring that justice was served. Biscuit! Fucking god damn it. Alright, that one was my fault. Okay, unfortunately, I can't do pictures because it was such an in-the-moment thing. If I had been taking a video, it would have been great. Basically, what happened is I'm playing with... I have a little wand in my hand that has, like, some stuff that he likes to chase on it. It's got, like, a little rainbow and some puffballs on the string. And I'm kind of floating it over here for him to just play with. He was over behind me, and he, like, jumped up mid-air and, like, landed on my TV. The one I have over to the side. It's like body slammed it. Like, it didn't seem to do it too hard, so it didn't break anything. But it was incredibly funny. Because when he jumps, he just goes like spread eagle, and it's so funny. It's so good. Isn't that right, Biscuit? Aren't you just the most adorable little jumper? And besides, your insights aren't the problem here. It's your kingdom's legal system. Without lawyers, your insights have come to be accepted as the sole truth. And the Defense Culpability Act, which gave rise to that, is the root of it all. But that is the dangerous thing of a rebel. Your benevolence. As crown princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. Correct. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I am even up to the task. Knowing you for your benevolence, you're more than capable. Never heard Maya talk like this before. She's really come a long way. Now what? Fucking now what? What was that?
It came from the hallway. Smoke! We better go check it out. Hurry!
This is in me. Mr. Wright, Acolyte Faye. I'm so sorry for what transpired. You're almost sentenced to death because of me. Ma'am? I will make amends by picking up where my husband left off. I will see the revolution through, so nothing like this can ever happen again. For that is the depth of my love for my dearly departed husband.
Lay in me! We gotta hurry!
That voice! Is that Mr. Arball? I must tell the people. They must learn that the peace we enjoy is a false one. One built on the backs of innocents charged with false crimes under the odious DC Act. We have it in our power to forge a society in which the law judges all of us fairly.
Hey there, PW! I wish we had more time to talk, but... Dirk, everything's ready. It's go time!
Dirk? Hi, Dirk. Good to see you. Hey, your son? Or your adopted son, Apollo? He's doing great. Wait, was that the rebel leader Dirk? Oh, that's another bomb.
After him! Don't let him get away!
The power to forge a society in which the law judges all of us fairly. It's the start of a legal revolution. Well, that happened. Hey, Maya, you want to go get some lunch? I'm hungry. Actually, I guess it's more like dinner time now. Hey, Nick. I hate to bother you while you're lost in thought, but I just got this great idea. What is it? The Steel Samurai versus the Rebel Dirk. I'm gonna make for another awesome TV show. And if we threw the Poon Punisher in there, everyone would go nuts over it. I'll never get what she sees in those shows. But it's good to know that no matter what happens, Maya will always be Maya. Okay. And thus ends episode 3. We did it! Oh my god! We fucking solved some murder and a suicide. Okay. Oh my god, we did it. Jesus Christ. Thank you all so much for joining me. We're gonna go ahead and call it there. I'm hungry. Among other reasons. Also, we went just a little bit late. Yeah, also thwarted our own attempted murder, so that's fun. Okay. Thank you all so much for joining. With a sandwich, I mean, I'm gonna go... I have pizza. I need to heat up. Saturday will be either Digimon or more Ace Attorney. What do y'all want? Do you want Ace Attorney or do you want Digimon? Because we're ready to continue Digimon the Wrath route. Ace Attorney? Fluffy says. Because either way, whatever we do on Saturday, we're going to do the other one on Monday. And we'll get back to Hat in Time whenever. Because I want to finish these games. It took me so long to do my homework. I got one for Ace Attorney. You know what? Regardless, that's all for today. I'll see you all. We gotta vote for Digimon. I'll put it in the Discord. I'll put vote stuff in the Discord. Vote stuff like polls, announcements. That was me. That was me. Discord is good for announcements and polls and other such things of that nature. I know, Biscuit. It's about time. I'll do that soon. I'll see you all later. Have yourself a great day, great night. I'm gonna get some food. Wrong button. That's not the button I wanted to press. I want to press this button and that button and then say, good night, y'all. I know, okay, here's the thing though. I will say this. I know one thing about the next trial, and that's classy. Raid, we're not going to raid anyone because I know Yayo's going up at 8, but that's in 45 minutes, and I don't feel like waiting that long. Yes, I know the next trial is classy, and that's all and I know a little bit about said clown. But that's it. That's all I know. That's all for me. 45-minute Biscuit cam. I'd have to follow him around with my camera. I don't feel like doing that because he does. Isn't that right, Biscuit? But also I need to eat. I'm hungry. Bye, y'all.